I call to order the closed session meeting of the Mayor and City Council at 3:31 p.m. Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome and thank you for being here, and thank you to those viewing remotely. Madam City Clerk, please call the roll.
Councilmember Sanchez is here.
Here.
Councilmember Ibarra has not arrived. Mayor Pro Tem.
Here.
Councilmember Charette. Here. Councilmember Canas has not arrived. Councilmember Flores.
Present.
Councilmember Ortiz.
Here.
And Mayor Tran.
Here. Thank you. Moving on to public comments for closed session. Madam City Clerk, do we have any?
We have no comments for.
Thank you so much. We will now convene to closed session.
Mayor Tran, sorry, just like last meeting, I got to give just a brief update on one item. It's item C, Conference with Legal Counsel, Skin Exposure Litigation, one case. City received a letter from Mandeville Modular disputing payment. We disagree about that, and so they'll be discussed in closed session. Thank you.
Thank you. We will now convene into closed session at 3:32 p.m. Good evening, everyone, and welcome, and thank you for being here, and thank you to those viewing remotely. We actually do have a glitch right now, so Madam City Clerk, would you like to disclose that before I continue?
Yes, we may be having some technical issues with the YouTube stream. So if there's anyone who's reaching out that wants to view the meeting, they can also use the alternate viewing option at reflectsanbernardino.cablecast.tv/cablecast public site.
Thank you, Madam City Clerk. I call to order this joint regular meeting of the Mayor and City Council and the Mayor and City Council acting as the successor agency to the redevelopment agency of the City of San Bernardino, the San Bernardino Housing Authority, and as the San Bernardino Joint Powers Finance Authority at 5:22 p.m. Madam City Clerk, please call the roll.
Councilmember Sanchez.
Here.
Councilmember Ibarra is not present. Mayor Pro Tem.
Here.
Councilmember Charette. Here. Councilmember Canas.
Here.
Councilmember Flores.
Present.
Councilmember Ortiz.
Here.
And Mayor Tran.
Here. Thank you. Before we conduct city business, as a friendly reminder, as the elected leaders of the city, we will endeavor to be respectful to each other, our public, and especially our staff. Our behavior this evening sets the tone for our residents, of how our residents, business community, and others view our city. We must conduct city business with professionalism and respectful behavior to build trust, credibility, and move our city forward. We also ask that you please observe proper decorum and do not speak out of turn or make comments from your seat. If you wish to address the Mayor and City Council, please be sure to submit a speaker slip. If you speak out of turn or disrupt the meeting, a warning may be given and/or you will be asked to leave the meeting pursuant to Government Code Section 54957.9 and Penal Code 403. Also, further in that spirit, I also want to respectfully ask that Council refrain from making statements related to political campaigns or engaging in personal or political attacks during the course of this meeting. This is a space dedicated to the work of the people, and we must remain focused on serving our community with integrity and unity. We shall commit to these values and foster a positive and productive work environment that is conducive to achieving our goals effectively and efficiently. We will now move on to invocation and pledge. Deacon Nelson Glass from Our Lady of the Assumption Church will lead tonight's invocation. Please approach the podium at this time. And Councilmember Canas, will you lead us in the Pledge of Allegiance tonight? Thank you. Please all rise.
Please bow your heads. Gracious God, here we are in the middle of summer, and we thank you for the cooler weather that we have received. We ask you, Lord, that we always remember the things around us, our parks, our city, our greenery, our trees. Those things help us to reflect on things that are greater than ourselves. We ask you to allow your grace to rain down upon all of us here in this city, our mayor, our city council, the people of San Bernardino, our police and fire. Give us the grace and understanding to help us to work together, to be together, and to be one as a family in our home of San Bernardino. We ask this always through your Son's name. Amen.
Thank you, Deacon Nelson, and thank you, Councilmember Canas. Mr. City Attorney, is there anything to report from closed session?
Yes, Mayor, thank you. The mayor and council met in closed session on various items. They're all listed on the agenda. There are only 2 reportable actions. The first is related to the closed session agenda item A, Romanet 1, related to Daniel Felix versus Andrew Saibini et al., United States District Court case number 524 CV01494. The council decided to settle that case in an amount of $1.8 million. There was a motion by Councilmember Sanchez, seconded by Councilmember Charette, and it was approved by a vote of 5-1 with Councilmember Ortiz voting no. That's the first reportable action. The second is related to item B, Conference with Legal Counsel for anticipated litigation. The council unanimously granted authority to initiate litigation for 2 cases. They are both receivership cases. There was a motion by Councilmember Charette, seconded by Councilmember Sanchez, and that passed 6-0. The details of those cases will be available to the public when the cases are filed. That concludes my report, Mayor. Thank you.
Thank you. We will now move on to presentation. We have one presentation, Citizens of the Month. Diego Bressant, owner, head coach of the Wolf's Den, and Xavier Ochoa, head ninja coach, the Wolf's Den. Third Ward, presented by Mayor Pro Tem Juan Figueroa. Council, let's join our Mayor Pro Tem on stage, and please come up on stage and join us.
Thank you, Mayor, council members. It's certainly an honor to have Diego and Xavier and Coach X up here from the Wolf's Den, located in the 3rd Ward, to recognize them, not only for their personal accomplishments, but also for the great work that they've done in the community and giving back. Diego, I won't say too much about you. I'll let you say a few words, but he started in his backyard, and he chose to stay in San Bernardino to give back to the community, to give an alternative option for the community to remain healthy and stay healthy here in San Bernardino. You've done things like a kids' summer camp and a few other things to give back to the community, to the children, to help the kids, the children of San Bernardino stay healthy as well. Coach X, you've also done things to help the kids, train them to be the next round of Ninja Warriors, I guess, so to speak. And so, yeah, we do have a celebrity here who you might have seen him on NBC, American Ninja Warrior, as well. He's been pretty successful. In fact, one of the amazing things that I've seen you do is you do a handstand push-up or something like that. We won't put you on the spot here tonight, but I heard Fred wants to challenge you to a couple of push-ups. He said he could do it, but he's wearing his suit right now, so I don't. Yeah. At the gym. At the gym. So we'll invite. Right. So with that being said, we just want to say thank you for what you've done in the city of San Bernardino, especially in the 3rd Ward. I'm very grateful for that. But collectively, we want to say thank you and recognize you and say, and provide you with these certificates. I think the first one here is for Diego. Let me make sure, open them up real quick. Yes. Yep. And these as well.
Oh, cool. Thank you.
And we just wanted to say thank you. And keep doing the great work that you're doing so much. I don't know if Mayor, if you'd like to also say, because the mayor and I have had an opportunity to go visit and watch personally the work that they do, and it's amazing. I mean, this thing is like two stories high that you climb up, and a couple of other things that happen there. But anyways, it's amazing work.
24.
Thank you, Mayor Pro Tem. And who's here heard of Wolf's Den? Raise your hand. Woo! We had an honor to be able to tour your Wolf's Den. My goodness, that's a real gem, and I look forward to really joining and really climbing that 15-foot wall. If you have not seen them do it, it is amazing. And so thank you so much for doing what you do for all of our kids. And kids, come join us. Yes, please. Yes, yes. And these kids, my goodness, how young do they? 3 years old, everyone, 3 years old, training to be amazing athletes and just the physical demand. Hi, how old are you? 4. Hi, how old are you? 9. How old are you? 11. Look at these. They are really trained at the Wolf's Den, and if you have not, please take a time to go to their place and tour, and I'm going to give you guys the floor to share some more information.
Thank you, everyone, and thank you, Mayor, and thank you to all the city councilmen for giving us this award. Yeah, we've been here for 5 years. Giving back to this community is something that's really dear to my heart personally. And for example, one of the main reasons why we are where we're at is because of our sponsors. We actually have Bergensons HVAC, Toyota of Redlands, and San Manuel that help sponsor us. Last year, we collectively were able to fundraise $85,000, and we were able to give it back to our community to get low-income families to come to train in our gym that normally would not have those opportunities. Thanks to their funds, we're able to buy them shoes, workout attire, all these different, basically all the gym equipment that they will need. So no one even knows who the families are. They're treated as equals, and because of our gym, we've also been able to help them get into better positions in jobs and careers here in the Inland Empire. And so I want to give them a thank you, because without their support, we wouldn't be able to give back the way we do. And that's something that since day one I've been wanting to do. So thank you guys very much for this.
All right. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yeah, like Diego said, we really love just giving back and supporting our community. One of the other things we do at the Wolf's Den is we have a competitive team that we train that these two are actually on right now. And what we do is we train them, teach them to compete on American Ninja Warrior and in minor leagues of that. And with that, we do fundraisers to help them go to competitions and even give them the recognition that they deserve. So we'll be having a banquet. We even helped raise over $6,000 and over $7,000. And that helped provide all of our students to go to the World Championships, which we just got back from last weekend, where we had over 8 of our students take top 10 in the world, which I was very, very proud as their coach. And I've just loved to see all the bonds that they get to create together as a team and as friends as well. So thank you.
And one more thing, just to put you on the spot as well. One of the things that they teach these kids is that it does not matter the challenges that you are faced with, because, Coach, you as well have your own personal challenges that you deal with, and you fight through that, and you demonstrate, and you show that you can excel and you can achieve your goals, your dreams. And so those are some of the things that they instill in these children as well. And so I don't want to put you on the spot. You don't have to talk about it if you don't like to, but if you don't mind sharing some of the things that you work through and challenges that you deal with personally, if you want to, but okay.
Yes, what he is talking about is when I was in the 5th grade back in 2017, I was diagnosed with epilepsy. So I do have petite and grand mal seizures. My most recent seizure was 1 year and 2 months ago. So as of right now, I'm a year, 2 months free of seizures, so that's a good thing. But as you could tell, I'm not all dressed up, but I did just want to wear this shirt. My mom is in the stands wearing another one just like it. It has a purple ribbon on it, and that is to help bring awareness to epilepsy. The purple ribbon is epilepsy awareness. On the back, it'll say epilepsy, big across it, or X Factor. Sorry, Luna. And I just want to show that anything is possible through people who struggle with all kinds of things that hold them back. And like we say in Ninja, you can do any obstacle that comes your way. And as I've faced in the sport, And in my own life, I face obstacles and I conquer them. And that's what I've done with epilepsy. And I want to spread the awareness that it should not let it stop you from achieving your goals. So, yeah, that's it.
Thank you. So not only is a place for our youth, it's a place of healing. So please join Wolf's Den. If you have not heard about it, check it out, tour it, and join. Let's take a picture. Thank you. Another big round of applause. Okay, we will now move on to public hearing. Item number two, development permit type D23-19, adaptive reuse to convert existing commercial office space into 4 residential units. I'm opening the public hearing at 5:37 p.m. Could city staff provide a presentation on this item?
Yes, thank you, Mayor. Good evening, Mayor and Council and community. My name is Mike Rosales with the City Planning Department. And tonight, our item is development permit type D23-19 for adaptive reuse. A little background information, March 21st, 2018, the Mayor and City Council introduced ordinance number MC-1479 to add chapter 19-19-B for adaptive reuse overlay for the City of San Bernardino Development Code, which allows the conversion of commercial office buildings into residential units, and the goal being to address office space vacancies and meet the housing demand. The ordinance's second reading was on April 4th, 2018, and it became effective on May 4th, 2018. We have a current proposal, which is a request to allow the conversion of an existing commercial office building containing approximately 2,430 square feet into 4 residential units containing approximately 607.50 square feet each, and the construction of new covered parking containing 819 square feet. On May 13th, 2025, this item went in front of the Planning Commission, which voted to adopt resolution number 2025-024, recommending approval of development permit type D 23-19 to the Mayor and City Council, allowing the conversion of the dilapidated commercial building into 4 livable units. And here we have the adaptive reuse overlay. It's bounded by Highland Avenue, D Street, Waterman Avenue, and Baseline Street within the flag shaped shown. Here we have the actual project site. It's located within that flag shape, located within the commercial office zone at 975 North D Street, and it is within that adaptive reuse overlay. Here we have our aerial map showing the surrounding uses. We have residential to the east, commercial to the immediate west, and on the corner there's also residential. So we have a little discussion. So the proposed adaptive reuse project will transform an underutilized property that has been vacant since 2010 into a well-designed development updating outdated architecture. The exterior brick and mortar treatment will be removed and replaced with decorative foam energy efficient molding, providing a smooth stucco finish, new exterior decorative hardy siding trim, new modern energy efficient windows and doors, oyster white stucco, outdoor wall sconces, globes for articulation, and new landscaping, which will refresh the building and overall project site. For access, traffic, and site design, the city's traffic engineering division reviewed the proposed project and has determined that the proposal will not have a significant impact on the surrounding roadways or intersections. The proposal is designed to accommodate and maintain similar circulation access with the surrounding neighborhood and will accentuate the existing community by refurbishing a dilapidated building. The project will have direct access off North D Street, and parking is provided according to the requirements of the city's development code. For fencing and landscaping, The adaptive reuse project will include a decorative block wall around the perimeter of the property, complementing the property and providing privacy. The applicant proposes a mix of drought-tolerant, non-invasive 1-gallon and 5-gallon shrubs and plantings for the perimeter and front yard landscaping design. All species have low water usage per wool calls and complies with the city's development code and landscape design guidelines. So here we have our site plan. We can see the units. Oh, well, that doesn't show up. You can see the units, the covered parking. We have EV-ready charging station. We also have our ADA stall, which meets all the standards for our ADA parking. We have our floor plan, which shows the demolition of the existing building and the addition of each of the 4 units at 607 square feet apiece. And here we have the existing building as it stands today. You can see it's graffitied, pretty old and worn down. And this would be the elevations for the conceptual look. This is what the applicant's proposing. So they will also be proposing a couple other projects that are down the pipeline, the same as these. So today, our recommendation is that the mayor and city council adopt a resolution approving development permit type D 23-19, allowing the conversion of an existing commercial office building containing approximately 2,430 square feet into 4 residential units containing 607 square feet approximately, and the construction of new covered parking containing 819 square feet. And I can go ahead and take any questions, and we also have the applicant here if you wish to ask any questions.
Thank you.
Thank
Do
you.
we have any requests to speak from the members of the public?
Yes, we have 3 speakers. Jim Mulvihill, Keith Benitez, Ron Alvarado.
Thank you. If you hear your name, please come towards the podium. Thank you. And please state your name.
Honorable Mayor and Council, Jim Mulvihill. I want to really strongly support this application for reuse. While on the council, I really strongly pushed for approval for the Development Code Amendment that has allowed this reuse of the commercial building to housing given certain restrictions. I believe the increased availability of office space, commercial space, due to the availability of internet for shopping, for doctor's visits and the like, and also the possibility of working from home has really greatly reduced the need for brick and mortar commercial and office buildings. So surplus space will continue to increase. Recognize that some buildings can't be adapted for reuse because of the expense of upgrading the health and safety codes and maybe the floor plan of the building itself. But I believe the amendment restricted this process to a specific area, as the presenter indicated in his excellent presentation, very clear. The process to a specific prescribed area. I hope that the opportunity for adaptive reuse will be made available in a greater area of the city, rather than simply going through development code amendment after development code amendment as new areas become possible for adaptive reuse, as it was in this case. Why isolate this for one particular area of the city when in fact there's probably others as well? And going through a development code amendment for each one is, I think, very time-consuming and wasteful. But the general planning process, the renew process, is probably the proper place to put this. Thank you.
Thank you. Next speaker. Please state your name.
Hello, I'm Keith Benitez, speaking here on behalf of the San Bernardino County Youth Advisory Board. I'm here speaking in favor of item 2 for the use of permit D 23-19 for adaptive reuse. I don't wish to sound like a broken record, but affordable housing is a luxury that has unfortunately become a pipe dream for my generation. And I can't stress enough how many people and families are being displaced and having to flee due to the hostility in our country right now. So I truly believe this is an opportunity we shouldn't pass on. And if I can add, if successful, the countless other abandoned and vacant properties sitting empty that could be renovated and reused for a much more efficient purpose than just being an eyesore in our communities. I think you can all see the benefits even if you don't need it yourself. The amount of jobs that can also be created, the amount of things that we could use. There's a lot of things that'll benefit if we just use these permits more often. There's a bunch of buildings just right here in downtown than just the one over there. I can go to Food for Less and put like a sign. I'm not being silly, but yeah, there's a lot of them that we could greatly benefit from. And I really believe this is something you guys should see more properties and see more that we could use these permits on, because this is something that could really benefit our community, because we need more affordable living situations, because a lot of us can't afford to live in just where we are, and a lot of us are in hostile situations. A lot of even the Tay ages, like the Tay housings, are aging out. A lot of my friends who live in Tay housing are aging out. They're gonna not have a place to be anytime soon. So I think if we put in the effort to turn these into like affordable living spaces, it could really benefit everyone in the long run. More jobs, more housing, less eyesores. It could also probably build up, like, what is it? Make the city less ugly. I can't talk good, I'm sorry. But yeah, I think it'll be great.
Thank you. Next speaker, please state your name.
Good afternoon, Honorable Mayor and City Council members. My name is Ron Alvarado, and I am from the 1st Ward. I'm here today to express my strong support for the adaptive reuse project located at 975 North D Street. This initiative aligns perfectly with the city's adaptive reuse overlay designation, which was added to our development code in 2018, precisely to encourage the conversion of commercial office buildings into residential units in areas experiencing acute vacancies, underutilization, or vandalism. The transformation of this long vacant building is a significant positive step for our community. Not only does it help address the city's state-mandated housing requirements and provide market-rate housing stock, but it also revitalizes a property that has been mostly vacant for approximately 15 years. This directly combats blight and contributes to the improved quality of life, which is a key strategic target for our city. The Planning Commission unanimously approved this project after a duly noted public hearing with no opposition from the public. This speaks to the community's recognition of the project's benefits. The proposal demonstrates thoughtful design, incorporating modern energy-efficient windows, doors, and landscaping that utilizes drought-tolerant lower water plants. Furthermore, the project has been reviewed by the city's Traffic Engineering Division and is not expected to impact local traffic, maintaining compatible circulation with the neighborhood. It will have access from North D Street with parking provided. This project consistency with our general plan is evident through its alignment with policies focused on enhancing quality of life through infill development, providing diverse housing types, encouraging rehabilitation of distressed properties, and promoting sustainable development. Its location near commercial centers, schools, and transit stops further underscores its consistency with the general plan's community design element policy 5.6.5, which underscores convenient access from multifamily developments to such amenities. This is an exemplary project that addresses critical housing needs, revitalizes a long vacant property, and aligns with the City of San Bernardino's strategic goals and planning policies. I urge the Mayor and the City Council to adopt Resolution Number 2025-324, thereby approving this vital project for our community. Thank you.
Thank you.
There's no more speakers.
Okay, thank you. I'm now closing the public hearing at 5:50 p.m. for deliberation and action. Do we have any discussion from council? I do see Councilmember Ortiz and followed by Councilmember Sanchez.
Thank you, Mayor. I really echo the sentiment of our our speakers tonight, and I appreciate, I believe it would be Jim and Fred for this, because this is the type of ordinances and stuff that we need to be able to utilize. And readaptive housing is awesome, because things change and needs change. And as Mr. Alvarado said, this will help impact our numbers that are required by the state. One notable thing is the young lady, Keith was saying, is that, people feeling like housing is out of reach. And when we look at the economy and we look at supply and demand, we have a high demand and very limited supply. And it's these type of projects, whether it's apartment buildings or condos or single-family homes, that create the type of supply that's going to drop and reduce prices so that affordability can come down. And so I really appreciate all of our planning commissioners for their hard work and their due diligence, for those of you that are here, in bringing this forward unanimously to us. And my other question is, so is this is market rate or affordable?
Correct.
Okay. Which one? Or both?
Oh, I'm sorry. It's going to be affordable.
It's going to be affordable?
Yes.
That's wonderful. Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Thank you. Councilmember Sanchez?
This is an outstanding project. Move to approve.
Thank you. Any additional comments?
I'll second.
There's a motion.
I just wanted to say one more.
Okay, Councilmember Ortiz?
I do hope, and to Mr. Muldahill's point, the council unanimously supported bringing back an item to reevaluate empty and vacant buildings in the downtown. And this may be, depending on the conversation that we have, something where we can expand adaptable reuse in the downtown. So nothing is off the table, and I'm sure you would love to have way more work to do, right? Yes, absolutely,
of course.
Yes. So, but this is in a part of, as Mr. Muldahill said, the general plan, the specific plan. We're 25 years out of date, so a lot of the things that we're just catching up to, really we need to start looking at not even 2050 anymore, but 2060 and 2070. And so all of these wonderful things the council really is working on, and I appreciate my colleagues for us being able to facilitate this discussion in the future. That was it. Thank you.
Thank you. There's a motion by Councilmember Sanchez, seconded by Councilmember Canas. Please call for the votes. It'll be a voice vote. Oh, I'm sorry, it is electronic. Please mark your electronic vote.
Motion passes unanimously.
Thank you. Thank you, council. Moving on to
Thank you.
public hearing. Thank you. Number 3, General Plan Amendment 24-01, Development Code Amendment, Zoning Map Amendment 24-01, Subdivision 24-04, Tentative Tract Map Number 20695, and Development Permit Type P24-04, Foothill Macy Route 66 Residential Development Project. This is in the Ward 6. I am opening the public hearing at 5:53 p.m. Could city staff provide a presentation?
Yes, thank you, Mayor. Good evening, Madam Mayor, Council, and members of our public. George Velarde here. I'm Associate Planner with our Planning Division, and I'll be presenting public hearing item number 3, which is General Plan Amendment 24-01, Development Code Amendment or Zoning Map Amendment 24-01, Subdivision 24-04, or Tentative Tract Map 20695, and Development Permit Type P24-04. So as just discussed, there's a handful of items attached to this project. So essentially these 4 items are being bundled before you and kind of packaged together to ultimately support this housing project. So I'll run through it, the list really quick, just some brief background information. The General Plan Amendment 24-01, which is to update the General Plan land use designation from commercial to multiple family residential. Second, we have the Development Code Amendment or Zoning Map Amendment, which also updates the zoning district from commercial general 1 to residential medium. And then third, we have the Subdivision 24-04 or Tentative Tract Map 20695, which is to subdivide the existing 14 lots into 138 single-family lots. And then lastly, we do have the actual development permit, which is for site and architectural review of the actual, construction of the houses. And as you'll see with the slides ahead of us, this is a planned unit development or PUD for short. So PUDs generally allow for some flexibility in design. They're not your typical conventional single-family lots. As you'll see, this project, as we will discuss, has some of the more clustered style homes or motor court style development where some of the units share a driveway. And then for reference purposes, the city does have a few of them that are already built and constructed right now. For example, there's one there by Costco on the right button. It's near the off-ramp. We have one at Highland and Palm, and then one at Highland and Medical Center. And again, just for reference purposes. This project is located at the northwest corner of Foothill Boulevard and Macy Street. And at its current state, it is currently zoned Commercial General 1. All right, so here's an aerial view of the site. Specifically, the project site is north of Foothill. It's going to be west of Macy Street and east of Dallas Avenue. Highlighted in red in our PowerPoint is generally the boundaries of the property. This is around 15.71 acres and some change. And then within this vicinity, there are primarily single-family residential uses. So to the north, we do have existing single-family. Over there to the east on Macy, that does remain vacant. Just south of Foothill, across the street there, that is an existing mobile home park. And then over there to the west, we do have an existing motel, and then just beyond that, that does remain vacant. So this is the current zone of the property. It's at its present state, it is Commercial General 1. And as a reminder, as a part of this project, this would be updated to, it would be updated to a residential zone to allow this type of development, and just for it to be a little bit more consistent with the surrounding areas, of course. All right, so here's our site plan. Part of this project includes the development of public streets to access the homes, as well as the other off-site improvements, such as the installation of curb, gutter, sidewalks, street lighting. This project will be HOA maintained within the main entrance and, the main entrance is there on the east side off of Macy, and this area will be enhanced to show that it is the main entrance. So you have your decorative pavers, lighting, signage, additional landscaping to really create that sort of enhanced entryway or celebrated entryway. Whereas on the westerly Dallas side, that will be for emergency vehicle access only and exit only for the residents. So as you can see, as mentioned, this is a planned unit development or PUD. You can see some of these homes are in that cluster style that we were talking about. Overall, these lots range in size of approximately 2,400 square feet to 4,100 square feet. And this project consists of 6 different floor plans ranging in size of 2,325 square feet to 3,076 square feet. Each unit does contain their own private yard area. Each unit does contain your traditional garage space in addition to 59 guest parking spaces. This does include a decorative perimeter boundary wall of split face material with vinyl fencing to separate those individual yard areas. Lastly, this project does include a variety of amenities, which we'll talk about in some of the slides ahead of us. As mentioned, this project does have 6 different floor plans, ranging in size of 2,325 square feet to 3,076 square feet. All units will contain between 3 and 5 bedrooms, 2.5 bath to 2.5 to 3 bath, and a 2-car garage. So here are the different floor plans. I'm just going to cycle through these really quickly just so we have a reference. So here's plan 1. This is going to be, I can't see there, 3-bed, 2.5 bath. This here is plan 2, 4-bedroom, 2.5 bath. This one's plan 3, 4-bedroom, 2.5 bath. Just gonna plan 4, 4-bedroom, 2.5 bath. And then last one is plan 5, which is 4-bedroom, 3-bath, and then plan 6, which is 5-bedroom, 3-bath. So All right, with this project, they are proposing 3 different architectural styles. We can see here we have farmhouse, Spanish, and prairie style homes. So all units are light, earth tone colors. And they do have some hues of white and beige. They include decorative lighting, pop-outs, and window mullions. They also included elements to really accentuate the architectural style that they're going for. So for example, on the Spanish home, well, what makes it a Spanish-style house? You have the S-tile roofing, and then you have the archways. For the farmhouse, we have the board and batten material, and then the wood siding. And then for the prairie-style house, you have the hipped roofs and then the horizontal roof lines. So again, just going to cycle through these for reference purposes. So here's Plan 1. We have Plan 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Here's their landscaping plan. They do propose a mix of drought-tolerant 1-gallon and 5-gallon shrubs, along with 24-inch and 36-inch box trees as part of the perimeter and front yard landscape design. You will notice that especially, we definitely worked with the applicant on this to strategically place landscaping in those end-of-aisle clustered style units. Usually if you've ever been in these types of developments, it can appear pretty tight, but providing them in strategically in these places kind of helps break up the massing and kind of softens the look. Oops. So you can see most of the site plan is covered by green space, which, as a reminder, will be maintained by the association. Here's those amenities that we're talking about. It does include a variety of things for the residents to enjoy. It does include picnic tables, barbecue areas, shade structures, a tot lot, and then all of this was kind of thoughtfully interlinked via paseos to just further encourage movement in that neighborhood. Here is the existing site. So this is going to be looking northwest from Foothill and Macy. And then here are some renderings just for visual representation. It really helps illustrate and kind of allows us to envision what the project would look like if approved. So you can see here the staggered style, the different types of architectural elements that they're proposing. And then if you take notice of the landscaping that we were talking about, how it helps, again, kind of soften that look in an otherwise kind of tighter space. Here's another rendering, and then this shows those staggered types of units. So on the left-hand side, you have the modern farmhouse. Right there in the middle, you do have the Spanish-style home, and then on your far right, you do have the prairie-style house. So that being said, staff's recommendation is that the mayor and city council adopt the resolution adopting the mitigated negative declaration and the mitigation and monitoring reporting program, and approve the general plan amendment 24-01, introduce the first reading of the ordinance for the development code amendment, adopt the resolution for the subdivision and the development permit, and then lastly schedule the second reading of the above ordinance to the next council meeting, which is August 6th. So that being said, that does conclude my presentation. Staff and the applicant, their team, are available if you have any questions. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Do we have any public speakers?
Yes, we have 2 speakers, Dolores Armstead, Christian Flores.
Thank you. If you hear your name, please proceed to the podium.
Hello, Dolores Armstead. We need the housing. This is in the 6th Ward, and a couple of questions. Do we have the infrastructure there to support these 138 new homes, double that with at least 2 cars for every home? Does the city have that already in place? Or are we going to make the developer upgrade something? Because that's 300 cars a day going through that development. You need to think about that. Are the homes going to be for sale, or is it going to be another one like on Highland? It became a rental. Therefore, it's going to be another slumlord property. Is there anything we can do as a city to prevent these people from turning so-called housing for purchase into rentals? We need housing for purchase. We need affordable housing for purchase. And I know these are not going to be affordable, but we could use those. San Bernardino already has a reputation for non-affordable homes and a very high rate of slumlords, very high. We need to address that issue. So please, City Council, help us address the issue we have. I'm sure you're familiar with the expose that was just completed from the Black Voice News, one of our local newspapers. It really told a story of how bad some of our slumlords, one of our major slumlords, how bad his properties are. And there's many properties he holds. Now with this new development, where are these people going to shop? Where are they going to eat? Probably going to go to the Renaissance in Rialto, because San Bernardino doesn't have anything. That's a shame. You're going to have over 300 people in a new development, and there's no place for them to go. That's a shame. We've got 2 colleges, we've got several medical facilities, we do have some businesses, and they have to keep leaving our town to take care of their business. So we need the housing. It would be great if it was affordable housing. I'm sure it's not. But more than anything, I hope it's for sale and not another rental development that turns into a slum property. Thank you.
Thank you. Next speaker, please state your name.
Hi everybody, Christian Flores, community organizer with ICUC. I originally messed up and wanted to give a public comment for item number 2 as well, but nonetheless, I'm glad it passed. Thank you, City Council, and also the community members who spoke in favor of the item prior to this one, because I'd echo a lot of the same sentiments in that the city, regardless, is going to be mandated to create more housing across the board, whether it's market rate, affordable, but at various percentages in between. So any effort that we can make in addressing and being intentional on the creation of housing moving forward is also, I'm in favor of this, despite also echoing some of the community concerns lifted by Ms. Dolores Armstead. As I've worked with folks in the mobile home park south of there, the food desert and the lack of resources and ways for them to actually tap into our local economy is something that I hope would be addressed, further on in regards to how this development follows through. And likewise, just lifting why the importance of creating a diverse set of options and showcasing their viability as solutions to the housing crisis that we've been experiencing at all age levels for many years in the state of California, but also here locally. I'm just grateful for y'all prioritizing it moving forward. So very much looking forward to how things develop and to responses to the community concerns in regards to the development of these projects. So thank you so much.
Thank you. Does that include all of our speakers, Madam City Clerk?
And there are no more speakers.
Thank you so much. I am now closing the public hearing at 6:09 p.m. For deliberation action. I do see Councilmember Sanchez, followed by Councilmember Ortiz.
This is a really great project. I want to thank the business interests and the developers who have brought this project forward for doing this in our city. Move to approve.
Thank you. Councilmember Ortiz?
And I'll second Councilmember Sanchez, but I do want to ask, is the developer here?
Yes.
Okay.
Mayor, if the developer is going to speak, I'd invite you to reopen the public hearing first.
Oh, okay. Reopening the public hearing at 6:10 p.m.
Hi. So if I remember correctly, this was originally positioned to be a truck stop. Was that a truck parking lot?
Hello? Yeah. That's correct. Approximately 4 or 5 years ago, this was originally planned not as a truck stop, but a truck parking terminal, truck and trailer parking terminal. And we repositioned this after community outreach and a lot of listening to council and community members to develop into a residential project.
I love that. Thank you so much for that. And I wanted the community to remember that, sometimes they don't feel heard, but then things come back, and so this is great. Will these be rentals or will these be for sale?
So I'm a developer that's not going to actually be a home builder. Okay. Someone like KB Home or someone will come out. As of right now, all indications is that these will be market homes for sale.
Okay. City, and I don't know if this is possible because I know you're in the works, but there is a historic trend that what gets built on the west side becomes rentals. And what gets built over here then becomes market rate. And the pride of ownership and the building of stability in housing is important to every portion of this city. And so I hope that they will focus on, and if it possible for us to get updates as they get prepared to build, that we will know what's coming, because you're going to pay $35,000 to $5,000 depending per house. Someone could own it, or someone could just be expending their resources to have 5 families and live in one house and never build their own equity and wealth. So if you could keep us updated on that. Additionally, and I think this is city, so I think you're good on my part.
I just wanted to take a second once you're complete.
Go ahead first, yes.
Just take a second, first of all, Honorable Mayor, council members, to thank staff, George, Travis, Mike Rosales, Lynn, Azam. They've worked hard. This was a difficult project. Caltrans owns Route 66, and Caltrans is planning on redeveloping and doing some work on Route 66. So it was difficult working with Caltrans and yet getting through to this. So I just wanted to thank staff for helping us to get here, and we still got some work to go to get this shovel ready, but I wanted to make that remark. As far as market homes, just as a matter of the force of the market, these are brand new homes on a brand new property. So although I can't dictate that because I won't be the builder, I don't think there's a chance that these could ever end up as rental units.
That's great. Yeah, because and I know this is hard, but a home in San Bernardino is still affordable compared to going out into LA, going out to Orange County. And so the relative term of affordable housing at market rate is still, for us, where people can afford a home.
Correct. Plus, you'll see on the plan, there are some cluster homes, which give us some extra density, which allows to lower the actual sale price too. So although it's not legally the affordable housing term, it is more affordable because of the higher density.
Very cool. Thank you. Thank you so much for that. So staff, my question is then, and they bring up a great point as well about food.
Actually, can I just,
do you need to
sorry,
close
Council,
the hearing?
I just want to know, are there any more comments for the developer, so that way I could close the public hearing and then allow council to just make comments and statements? Okay, I will close the public hearing at 6:13 p.m. and going back to Councilmember Ortiz.
Thank you so much, Mayor. Are there plans, as we build these houses, as developments are coming, are we working in conjunction with economic development so that we are retaining the money that's starting to move into our community or to disperse throughout the community? Is there a plan in that area or close to that proximity? Because I believe, and I know Councilman Flores and Councilwoman Calvin Pryor will say that they don't even have their own bank. They don't have their own stores like large chains or a coffee shop. So are there also plans in conjunction for this?
Yes, Council Member, one of the things that economic development does is it takes a great pride in maintaining a good inventory of vacant parcels and properties throughout our community. And so when we get interest from any of our developer community, we can point them to areas in our community where we think they can be very successful. So we will continue to do that and look for opportunities to bring new businesses into our communities. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you. Councilmember Flores, followed by Mayor Pro Tem.
Thank you, Mayor. And I just want to give a thanks to my colleague and the community member for echoing one of the biggest concerns our community faces, and it's home ownership. And I think that's something that the community, the city, our residents are always yearning for. And being able to deliver home ownership to, especially on the west side, is a critical thing, especially given the fact that Highland and Medical Center happened and what have you. But I'm really hoping that this project really sparks, it's a catalyst for future development along Route 66 Foothill Boulevard to bring over our grocery stores. The residents in that area, our closest grocery store is Stater Brothers on Foothill, which belongs to the city of San Bernardino. So I feel that want and that need. Now, and I think this is an exceptional project, beautiful walkability, green spaces, community gatherings, landscaping. One thing that I really hope that we can implement is landscaping on the exterior of the development, just to add a little more beautification and oomph to the area. But other than that, when I first joined the council, I really want to thank staff. I heard about the whole Caltrans dilemma and how staff has been very diligent, Public Works and our planning department, and just getting this item to move forward and get it to the point where it is right now. So really, thank you. Hats off to you guys. I greatly appreciate it. And nothing, I think there's already a motion in a second, but if I could third it, I would.
Thank you, council member, and I think you meant the Stater Brothers that's in the city of Rialto. That's the closest one?
Yes, in the city of Rialto, not
So we
San
need
Bernardino.
one in San Bernardino, so staff take note. All right, Mayor Pro Tem?
Thank you, Mayor. I just wanted to say, Bobby, thank you so much for the great work. Thank you, first of all, thank you for engaging the community, because it's certainly something that has been lacking in other areas as well. And so you took that initiative to reach out to the community, to the neighbors in that area, get their input, and make changes accordingly. And so I know that when you decided to transition into a different type of development, I know that you were told, oh, this is, working with San Bernardino, that's going to take, 3, 4, 5 years. It's going to be difficult. And so thank you for sticking it through. And then thank you to the staff for helping guide this and moving this along, because it did not take that amount of time that you were told that it was always going to, good luck, it's going to take forever. So thank you, Bobby, thank you for sticking it out. Thank you for your investment into the city of San Bernardino, and to staff as well for your commitment in seeing good, positive developments happening in the city. I know that with more residents coming into the city, more projects get approved for commercial projects, for the restaurants, for the supermarkets, things like that, because of course they're chasing the dollars as well. And so if they see there are more residents in that area, there's a likelihood for more commercial development in that area as well. And so thank you to all of you, and that's pretty much it. Thank you, Mayor.
Thank you, Mayor Pro Tem. Councilmember Charette?
Thank you, Mayor. I'm not going to repeat everything that's been said, because I agree with virtually everything that's been said up here by my colleagues. The question I have, and I didn't hear it or missed it, is there a developer for it? You're the landowner. Has KB Homes or somebody like that, are they showing interest, or is there somebody waiting in the wings to do the actual build out?
Okay, so now I have to reopen public hearing at 6:18 p.m.
Sorry.
And take it away.
Yeah, Councilmember Charette, we did have a national home builder that was interested, was working with us. Unfortunately, just recently, due to market conditions and otherwise, they have pulled out. So what we're attempting to do at this point is we, as a family business ourselves, have decided to reinvest and work with staff and get this project shovel ready. We're hoping that interest rates and the housing market comes back afloat a little bit further, and if we can get this done soon enough and work with staff to get it shovel ready, then we're going to go back and open it up back to KB Home, Century, Lennar, some of the other home builders. And so as of today, we don't have someone, but we hope to, hopefully by the end of the year, if we get our permits there.
Thank you for that answer. I appreciate that. And as far as the surrounding commercial, I don't know if this is for the public hearing or just a comment, but the market drives what's built in terms of restaurants and stores. I've worked with grocery stores, and they have a model. They stick it in a computer, they spit it out, and they look at the demographics. They look at the traffic counts, the numbers of rooftops, and what have you. So all the rooftops that we can add to our community new rooftops and bringing in new people. I think that's an age-old question, which comes first, the commercial or retail and that, or the rooftops. And I think they kind of work hand in hand. So I'm very supportive of this. We need the numbers, the housing market. We need housing in the state of California desperately. So appreciate it. It looks like a great project, and I certainly will be supporting it.
Great. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Any other questions for the developer? Okay, seeing none. All right. I'm closing the public hearing at 6:20 p.m. Thank you so much. Okay, now we have a comment from Councilmember Canas.
Yeah, and I just wanted to echo many of the sentiments that were expressed already on the council. I'm such a YIMBY. Housing is definitely needed, but it's so refreshing to hear this developer stay to work with the city, even changing his project plans. But to me, and even in regards to the comments regarding economic development, it further fuels the need, the extreme need for us to really complete our general plan. We have so many interested parties, investors, developers that come to our city, they commit, they take the risk to do business in our city. We really owe it to give them that surety to solidify our general plan. So I do hope that we can get moving on that quite quickly. Thank you.
Thank you, Councilwoman. There is a motion and second. Can you please go to your digital voting and cast your votes?
Mayor Pro Tem, it's not coming. I can take your voice vote and add it. Yes, okay. Motion passes unanimously.
Thank you, Madam City Clerk. Please read the title of the ordinance into the record.
Ordinance number MC 1654 of the Mayor and City Council of the City of San Bernardino, California, approving Development Code Amendment Zoning Map Amendment 24-01 to change the zoning district classification from Commercial General CG1 to Residential Medium RM of 14 parcels, APNs 0142-041-09-10-11-1 7-18-20-21-20-21-32-33-34-35 and 0142-521-01-02 and 03, containing a total of approximately 15.71 acres pursuant to the mitigated negative declaration.
Thank you. Thank you, Council. Great discussion, and thank you for the support. We will now move on to public hearing item number 4, public hearing and resolution confirming assessments for delinquent solid waste collection service charges on the property tax roll for fiscal year 2025-26. I'm opening the public hearing at 6:23 p.m. Could staff please provide a presentation on this item?
Yes, Mayor, and good evening. This is your annual assessment, lien assessment regarding delinquent solid waste collection services. We want to just start out by providing you with a disclosure that the reason that we only provide to the public the assessor parcel numbers is because account holder or customer information is protected under the Public Records Act and will not be disclosed to the public. The Municipal Code Section 8.24.050 provides for the framework for this public hearing. Section G does provide for public hearings on special assessment and liens. Section, there we go. Section E does provide for the notice of administrative hearing on special assessments and liens. We are required to send out notices regarding the assessment for the delinquent solid waste accounts. Those were completed, and we have I don't know. I must be hitting the off button here. And then Section I, levy of special assessments, allow for the confirmation by the Common Council and the city manager's final report, which is the list of liens that are delinquent. We do have a deadline of providing this information to the county by July 1st, which we have done. Tax liens must be submitted by Saturday, August 10th. The last day to make payment to Burtech so that your property is not liened for your unpaid solid waste balances is Tuesday, August 19th. And then on August 30th, we do submit the tax lien corrections to the county. And it's important to let the public know that we do have Burtech in the lobby here. If you believe that you owe the amount, you may make that payment tonight. Or if you have a question or concern, they will be able to research the accounts. Just to give the council some idea of the level of delinquency that we have in the city, May 1st, we started out with $1.3 million in delinquent accounts. That's a significant amount of money. But what we do is we do multiple outreach programs. We do communications with the affected parties. We offer payment programs. We do a lot of different things to reduce that. And so by May 13th, we'd reduce that down to 994. We got another 30 by May 21st. By June 18th, we're down to 828. And July 3rd, which is our last reading, is 803,000. So we were able to get the community to pay approximately $500,000. Just to give you some idea of what the numbers were, just to put this in context, the city has about 274,000 accounts, residential accounts. And so this is 5,614 as of April 1st that were in delinquency. That's about 13% of all of our accounts in the city are in a delinquent state. Again, by July 3rd, through all of our staff collection efforts, and I want to thank my staff for working so closely with Burtech to try to get people to pay, we were able to reduce that down to about 2,321, which represented about 5.6% of the total number of residential accounts. We had similar success with our commercial accounts. We started out with 179. April 1st, through a lot of diligence, we've been able to reduce that down almost a little over 100 accounts, caught them back up, and so we are remaining at 76. And again, we encourage the public that before that August 19th deadline, if they will come forward, they can work out payment programs with Burtech. If they're large amounts, they can pay, and we would really prefer to do that as opposed to putting it on a lien. When it is put on as a lien, one of the things that happens is we won't get that money until that property actually sells. And so it's more important for us to not put that as an additional burden, especially if somebody's thinking about selling the property. The payment deadline, again, is August 19th. You do have the ability to make payments. You can contact Burtech directly Monday through Friday, 8 a.m. to 5. You can call them. Just to kind of give you some idea, last year in the 24-25, we had 19,000 parcels, about 654. So it is a little higher. It does kind of reflect a little bit of the financial uncertainty that is going in the community, and we understand that. But again, we certainly want to see, I don't know what I am doing on this. Unfortunately, I don't have to play with this anymore because that was my last slide. I'll be happy to take any questions.
Okay. Do we have any public speakers?
No, we have no speakers for this item.
Thank you. I'm now closing the public hearing at 6:29 p.m. for deliberation action. Comments, I do have Councilmember Ortiz followed by Councilmember Sanchez.
Real quick, everybody's been duly noticed continually, right, for their deficiencies. So if it's a renter, because it's whoever's living in the house, right, if the renter is not paying, then it still gets put towards the property owner?
That is correct.
Okay.
The property owner on file is also sent notice.
That is also correct.
Perfect. Yes, so I say that because I want to thank Mr. Aragon's here, and I had a resident who rents, an owner reach out because their renter was delinquent, and they caught that, and so they really did appreciate being able to reach out to Burtech and to set up the payments and do the things that they needed to do. And so I highly encourage all of you that if you are delinquent for whatever reason, to please don't let it fall to the wayside. This is something that you can take care of, and the feedback is that we are very accommodating to all type of issues. So, and don't feel, I know the economy can get rough, people can lose jobs, health, all of the things, but ignoring a bill doesn't make it go away, it just makes it get bigger. So, thank you so much, Lynn.
Thank you. Councilmember Sanchez?
Move to approve.
Thank you. There's a motion and second. Any further comments? Seeing none, please cast your vote digitally. Mayor Pro Tem is unable to cast his vote digitally. We'll do a voice vote for you.
Yeah, sure. Yes, for me.
The motion passes unanimously.
Thank you. Thank you, council. We will now move on to item number 5. Before we proceed, our city manager has a statement regarding item 5 on our agenda.
Yes, Mayor, members of the City Council. Item number 5 on tonight's agenda is to be continued to the August 6th meeting due to some technical issues. So we will not be opening the public hearing. We'll be back to you on August 6th with this particular item.
Thank you, Mr. City Manager.
Mayor,
Item 5 has been pulled and will be heard at the next council meeting. Oh, Mr.
Mayor, I would like to clarify, it's not being pulled. The item is being continued, and we do need a motion, second, and a vote to continue the item.
Understood.
I'll make a
There's a motion. There's a second. Please cast your vote with the exception of Mayor Pro Tem.
Can I, who was the motion in the second?
The motion is Councilmember Ortiz, second was Councilmember Charette. Oh, I'm sorry, Flores. Councilmember Flores, yes, he's not at his seat.
And Figueroa, yes.
Motion passes 5-0.
Thank you, council. Moving on to City Manager update. Mr. City Manager.
Yes, Mayor, and members of the City Council, and members of the community, it's my pleasure to give you the City Manager update. So first off, we have our general plan elements available for review. The draft version of 5 of the city's 12 general plan elements are now available for public review and input. And to review the plan, please visit our website at Futures SB 2050. The remaining elements will be available in the coming weeks. Input will be taken via email at futuresb2050 sbcity.org until September 1st, or when all the elements have been available for review for the last 30 days, whichever is later. Next item is the Soul Alley ribbon cutting this Friday. Formerly known as the 4th Street Alley, will celebrate its opening this Friday at 5 to 8 p.m. There'll be music, food, and an unveiling of several new murals that adorn the site. The transformation of the alley, which includes new lighting, neon sign, planting, pavers, and murals, was made possible by a Caltrans Clean California grant in partnership between the city and the Arts Connection, Arts Council, and Creative Grounds and RealCore. Baseball. Little League softball and baseball regionals in San Bernardino. Thousands of visitors from all over the Southland, actually all over the West, will be coming to San Bernardino for the Little League Western regionals. The softball Western and Northwest regional will take place July 19th to 25th, and the baseball regionals will occur August 2nd through the 7th. The games are free to attend. National Night Out is always fun. Join San Bernardino PD at the annual National Night Out on Tuesday, August 5th at Nunez Park from 4 p.m. until 8 p.m. The fun will include demonstrations, games, food, music, and information booths featuring Parks and Rec, County Probation, County School, San Bernardino School PD, NAC, San Bernardino County Fire Department, and more, including a special flyover by the San Bernardino Sheriff 40 King helicopter.
City Manager, real quick.
Yes,
It's
ma'am.
actually Lytle Creek Park. It's been updated from Nunez to Lytle Creek.
The slide shows
Lytle
Nunez.
Creek Park, that is correct. Yes, thank you for that. Lytle Creek Park. Okay. Last but not least, I wanted to take the opportunity to thank the mayor and the council and city staff. This is my last meeting as your interim city manager. As some of you know, I am a lifelong resident of the city of San Bernardino. Went to local schools here. College took me out of the area where I spent all of my city career. But every night I would come home to this wonderful place, the city of San Bernardino, where my parents and uncles and aunts and where my wife is from. As many of you know, I retired from this past December after 38 years in local government, and with 34 years with the city of Brea and 10 years as their city manager. But in February, when I got a call to serve this community, I was excited, but a little apprehensive on what to expect and how it would work out, given all the noise and the multitude of city managers that were here before me. But I'd like to share with the community and my fellow residents that from day one, this organization has been nothing but so supportive and positive. I'm proud to say this staff is extremely professional and works hard for the community. They like to come to work every day and do better for the community, and I see it every day. I want to thank the mayor and the city council for letting me manage this organization. Never did any of you stop me, slow me down, or get in the way. You trusted me with the keys of this organization, and I sincerely appreciate that. I did put my hand on the stove once or twice during this last 5 months, but managed to figure out a way to not let it happen again. I also wanted to share, I've been working with the incoming city manager who will start on August 4th, and I'll be around a little bit to help and assist in the transition after he starts. With that, Mayor, members of the council, I want to say thank you to the team. Appreciate that.
Thank you. Mayor Pro Tem?
Thank you. Mr. Gallardo, certainly thank you. Thank you, sir. And you said you put your hand on the stove. It's especially, when there's 8 burners on the stove, you can burn your hand quite a bit of times. But thank you, sir. I know that, just immediately right after retirement, you stepped up, helped guide the ship. And so I just wanted to say thank you for your time here. We certainly appreciate you and your service to our city as a resident as well. And so I know that the work that you put in, just professionally, but it's also something that you did out of, from your heart, because you are a resident of the city of San Bernardino. And so I just wanted to say thank you, and sorry for a couple of those burns on the hand, but like I said, there's 8 burners on the stove here, and so you're going to burn your hand a couple of times. So apologies for that, but we certainly thank you for it. Thank you.
Thank you, Mayor Pro Tem. Excellent. And thank you, Mr. City Manager, for your update and your service. And I'm glad to hear that I think we are very agreeable to allow you to help transition. And so we need that more than ever with our new city manager coming on board. So thank you. Okay, we will now move on to public comments. At this time, public comments will be heard for items on the open session and items not on the agenda. To address the City Council, everyone must complete a speaker card and provide it to the City Clerk. Only those speaker cards turned into the City Clerk will be allowed to address the City Council. No late cards will be accepted. Each person should state their name for the record before beginning their comments. If you do hear your name, please do start lining up behind the podium. Please note your name will only be called once. If you do not respond when called, you may forfeit your opportunity to speak. Once again, if you do require Spanish interpretation, we do have interpreter on site. Please raise your hand at this time to indicate you need interpreting assistance. In addition, we do have interpreting listening devices available in the back. We also ask that the public please observe proper decorum and do not speak out of turn or make comments from your seat. If you wish to address the mayor and city council, please be sure to submit a speaker slip. If you speak out of turn or disrupt the meeting, a warning may be given and/or you'll be asked to leave the meeting pursuant to Government Code Section 54957.9 and Penal Code 403.
En este momento se escucharán los comentarios públicos para artículos de la agenda y artículos que no están en la agenda. Para dirigirse al Consejo Municipal, cada individuo debe completar una tarjeta de orador. Se debe completar la tarjeta de orador y entregarla a la secretaria municipal en este momento. Solo aquellas tarjetas de orador entregadas a la secretaria municipal podrán dirigirse al Consejo Municipal. No se aceptarán tarjetas tardías. Cada persona debe indicar su nombre para el registro antes de comenzar sus comentarios.
Thank you, gracias. We have 22 speakers tonight. Each speaker will have 3 minutes. And please, if you do hear your name, start lining up behind the podium. Madam City Clerk?
Mike Hartley, Eric Marquez, Sharon Negretti, Luis Ojeda, Al Palazzo, Joe Salas, Lydia Savala, Christian Shaughnessy, Lynn Ware, Gregory Taylor.
Please state your name.
Oh, I'm Eric, and I just want to thank Bill for his service as interim city manager, and also I'm not happy today. I don't have a particular reason, I just felt like letting people know that. But I did meet Hank. Chris brought Hank, and he seems nice. And also, Bill, I want to invite you to my garden. I don't think you've seen it. Well, you might have, but I haven't showed you my plot. And also, that's still an open invitation for everyone. Just ask me if you want to come. And I'm just going to, oh yes, item number 7, I think, on the agenda. Why are we still approving meeting minutes from 23? Like, I don't think, I mean, I'm not experienced with this, but approving minutes should be kept within 1 year, and that's from 2 years ago. But then again, I don't know what I'm talking about. And my strawberries are doing well. My plum trees, one of them's dead, the other one looks okay. And my cat Frederick, she's okay, I think. I could be wrong. She may have digestive issues, honestly. Oh, wait. I'm assuming some of you know what it's like to have a cat. So this one time, do you guys know what a bed desk is? It's like a fold-out desk you put on your bed. Well, the one I had like a USB charging port, and she urinated on it the other day, right on the charging port. So yeah, that doesn't work anymore. It kind of reminded me of Fred, who also doesn't work and reminds me of urine. And she is just shedding like crazy this time of year, as I imagine most pets owners and havers, I guess, know. And I guess I'll just criticize people's hair. My hair looks like a mess today. I mean, I never brush my hair. I think you've all noticed that. But it's growing in very well now. I need a haircut soon. Fred, you should embrace being bald. Ted, it looks like you recently had a bad haircut, but it looks okay. And yeah, everyone else looks okay on the dais. Now, yeah, that's my criticism for all of your hair. I'm only criticizing 2 of you. Okay, I think that's it. Talk to you later. Bye-bye.
Thank you. Next speaker, please state your name.
My name is Al Palazzo. I really have nothing prepared, but I'm going to talk on the general plan, on zoning. For decades, I've taken prominent citizens on a vision tour, and the thing I noticed in other cities are all this housing development near the Metrolink stops. And I always ask the question, where's the housing near our Metrolink? It should be on 2nd Street, it should be on 5th Street, from Mount Vernon to the park, across Guadalupe. Okay, let's continue. I was at the groundbreaking 40 years ago of Terra Vista. I want to be the economic development director. If I were, I would call Lewis, I would bang on his doors, and I would tell him, I enjoyed your cake, I enjoyed your food. We need a Terra Vista here in San Bernardino. That's a community development center. It's not the kind of thing you would build downtown, but it would build on Waterman to replace that discount mall. Have you been there? That's a lawsuit ready to happen. That ceiling is ready to collapse, and if there were a fire, what a catastrophe that would be. Let's go down Baseline. I counted 27 homes. That's a commercial street. Those homes were built in the early 1900s. Why are we 100 years behind other cities? For 50 years, I've been at this microphone saying I want a seat at the table, but nobody listens, because if you're not on staff, they don't listen to you. Well, I'm reaching out again. I told you guys, you irritate me, but that's council members before you. Maybe we have a change of new generation. Have you been to Upland? The Walmart grocery at Grove? That should be where the Smart and Final was. I remember as a young man in the 70s when that was an alpha beta market. And Stater Brothers left the downtown. Okay, Mount Vernon should be a destination. You go down Foothill and Rancho Cucamonga, all the tribute. There was nothing there in the 50s. I grew up in the 50s in Mount Vernon. We need to bring it back as a destination. I don't have a lot of time to give you a lot of detail, but if I was on staff, I would bring the people in this city privately, if I can't reason with them, kicking and screaming into the 21st century, because this is ridiculous. This is not the way to conduct city business in a professional way. So I had a heart attack, and I'm going to be here till the day I die. I don't want another heart attack. Have a nice day.
Thank you. Next speaker, please state your name.
Gregory Taylor, from the 6th Ward. I am here in representing my councilman, Mauro Flores, just to say a few words. I've been on the phone with Mr. Flores almost every week. He listens to me, he takes my concerns, and I've seen some of the concerns that I've brought to him be rectified. This is what I look for in a city councilman. He listens to the people, and he is for the people. My good friend Treasurer Ortiz, she knows I text her, I call her, this or whatever, and voice concerns with her also throughout the city. Usually when I come in here, I'm a blaze, but I see things that are starting to change in the city. There are some things that I still have a concern with. One is the homeless situation. I know that we're dealing with this wellness center being built. I know we've had $72 million, $10 million, and so much funding, but I want to know what is being done with dealing with the homeless and the cleanup of the city. I'm getting kind of frustrated because I've been doing this for 8 years, coming to city council meetings. I've been absent for a while due to some issues, but like I've said before, I'm an open book. I'm willing to work with you. I spoke the last city council meeting I did speak with Councilmember Sanchez, and I haven't been able to reach out to him because of some issues I have, but I'm still here. I have spoken with Mayor Tran a few times, and I see the track that we're on, but I still think there's work to do in the city. I just hope that you guys will reach out to me, and I am on board. And there's one other thing that I would like to bring to the cities and the city council and the mayor's attention. San Bernardino doesn't have a project labor agreement, which is a PLA. There's a lot of construction going in this city, and we have a lot of residents in the city that work construction. The money that is going out to these other cities and bringing in these other contracts for people who do not work in this city is outrageous. If we have the people that work in this city, the money stays in our city. And I don't like that I have to go to Burbank every day. I don't like that I have to go to LAX every day. to make a living for myself. If we have a project labor agreement and a zip code enforcement for this area, our residents will be at work. San Bernardino won't be the trash of the Inland Empire. Thank you.
Thank you. Next speaker, please state your name.
Hello, good evening, everyone. Luis Ojeda. First, I want to thank Mr. Bill Gallardo for your service. I know that sometimes we don't agree in things, but hey, that comes with the job. It's a thankless job, and I experienced that myself, even though you try to do everything. Sometimes out of pocket, it's not enough. But at the same time, we're going to start again with a new city manager. Let's see how long this one lasts. Hopefully it'll last long enough for us to have a little bit of momentum, because this revolving door of getting city managers is not working. And I don't think that is that position per se. It's the way this position is played. And I have said this before. Either we have a strong manager or we don't have one. Because otherwise, we're going to keep having the same issues over and over again. Because you have a city manager who tries to please 7 people, plus the public, plus directors, but at the same time, too many bosses. Of course, even though it's not a political position, it's a political position. So I feel that the city residents need to think about this. Otherwise, we're going to be talking about changes, like Mr. Palazzo says, for the next 50 years. And we're going to keep being the laughing stock of the Inland Empire. And everybody's saying, San Bernardino has so much potential. Yeah, we have a strategic location. Yeah, but what for? We're not taking advantage of it. We have everything. We have the freeways, the mountains, the train depot, the airport, everything. But we haven't taken advantage of. Why? Because of lack of vision. And I'm telling you, I'm telling this as a business person. And I was talking to one of the residents earlier. I say, hey, back in the days, before I started my first business when I was 21, I was a hardcore Democrat. But once you find out how hard it is to make $1, they say, hey, why should I be giving my dollars away? And then I changed my political thinking. So I still have hope, okay? Otherwise, I wouldn't be here every single meeting. I wouldn't be as involved as I am. So please, let's try once more. Thank you.
Thank you. Next speaker, please state your name.
Lydia Savala, addressing animal services, the amendment 2 to the goods purchase agreement with Midwest Veterinary Supply. It has to do with something I read in the discussions section, but I am delighted that 16 months after the ribbon cutting ceremony, our $1.1 million mobile veterinary clinic from San Manuel is finally benefiting the spay-neuter of animals from our shelter so they get altered prior to departure. That's a huge accomplishment. I'd like to call your attention to the topic discussion where the following is noted. The department is hoping to offer public spay and neuter clinics beginning in the fall. I'd like to remind everyone that the purpose of the mobile veterinary clinic is to help the public, our community. Keywords are public, spay, neuter, as in wards 1 through 7. The use of the term hope bothers me. As it relates to public spay, neuter, it just doesn't resonate well with me because this is a community obligation. The city is legally required to fulfill promises under the San Manuel Restricted Grant Agreement. That has not gone away. Hoping is not the same as intending. Hoping reminds me of a spinster waiting for a proposal versus the term intend, which is closer to a commitment, as in where's the ring? Our confidence level is not high when the use of the term hope is used. From Georgia L., she voices what we have heard in the past. We are hoping to have those kennels by July 24, as intended. We are hoping they would come through by summer of 25, hoping they come by fall. Hope, I just don't like that term. So this bears repeating. The Department of Animal Services, the City of San Bernardino has an obligation to offer spay-neuter services to the community based on a legally binding agreement entered into on May 1st, offering $100,000 a year for the spay-neuter of 1,000 animals for 3 years. So the city is not off the hook. It's time to pony up, and I'll be very happy when we see that vehicle in the community, because you all have a legal obligation to put it there where it belongs.
Thank you. Next speaker, please state your name.
Good evening, Mayor and City Council. My name is Lynn Ware. I'm the president of the Neighborhood Association Council, a nonprofit organization of volunteer community members united by a vision to enhance quality of life, raise awareness, and empower residents. By building meaningful relationships with neighbors, businesses, churches, and schools, the NAC serves as a catalyst for positive change. Productive working relationships with our elected officials and city departments are essential. Council members, the mayor, and city staff are always welcome to attend our various neighborhood association meetings and activities. Representatives from the city and the county are invited to provide updates and to engage with community members, making these gatherings valuable opportunities for everyone. Over the past 30 years, NAC, Neighborhood Association Council, has achieved numerous accomplishments, including cleanup and landscaping projects, social opportunities like block parties, a community leadership academy, solar porch lights, and security screen door programs, appreciation days for first responders, and a community pickleball tournament, all made possible by countless amazing volunteers. Volunteers who serve on a community association board represent both their individual neighborhood association and the broader NAC, carrying influence in their neighborhoods and throughout the community. NAC upholds a long-standing expectation that their members demonstrate respectful leadership, appropriate public conduct, and inclusive engagement when representing our organization. While situations may arise that pose challenges, members are still expected to abide by these standards, to treat one another with dignity, and to engage in restorative dialogue. The NAC board bears the responsibility of addressing such situations professionally and fairly, and we have done so. I am very proud to serve alongside the 9-member NAC board, and I am proud of the individual neighborhood association presidents and their boards for the dedication and stewardship they give to our organization. We value mutual respect, understanding, and appreciation of one another because we all have a vision of a better San Bernardino, and working together toward that goal is vital. We are grateful for our neighbors and for our community partners, and we look forward to a rich and bright future for San Bernardino. Thank you.
Thank you. Next speaker, please state your name.
Hello, Sharon Negretti, City Council. I want to address the item 6 on the consent calendar and approve the amendment number 2, goods purchase agreement with Midwest Veterinary Supply. The amendment is increasing the not to exceed amount to $500,000 and extending the contract date. My concerns about this significant financial decision, particularly since Chris Watson will be leaving in a month, and given this transition, I hesitate to trust the management of such a large sum of money, especially since, like Lydia said, San Manuel was handled so badly. I urge the council to prioritize transparency and accountability in this process. Therefore, I request an itemized accounting of how exactly this money will be spent, along with details about where the purchased items will be allocated. Our community must be informed. We need transparency. Furthermore, I have serious reservations about the choice of supplier. Midwest Veterinary Supply is based out of state, and I question why we are not looking to allocate our resources to a local veterinarian supply company. Keeping local money within our community should be a priority, especially since there are so many qualified suppliers right here in California. It seems unreasonable to believe that we cannot find a veterinarian supply provider within our own state. I am not only concerned about this oversight of the proposed amount, but also about the economic implications outsourcing our purchasing needs. On a side note, the first 2 weeks of July, there were 248 dead animals in 2 weeks at the shelter. Watson should be fired, along with Jasmine Glover, Leslie Walker, and De La Camara. Everyone in that department should be replaced because of the environment that Watson has created and they have all tolerated. We need humane leadership who enforces the law and is proficient in animal welfare laws of the state that have been violated consistently under Watson and her crew. Thank you.
Thank you. Madam City Clerk?
Steve Portillas, Zazette Scott, Jim Smith, Dolores Armstead, Emid Lockett, Stephanie Liggins, Miriam Nieto, and Ronika N.
Thank you. Please state your name.
Joe Salas, Fourth Ward. San Bernardino's at a turning point. We have Mr. Levitt coming in about 2 weeks. Mr. Gallardo, thank you for your service. And the reason why I say we're at a turning point, we have the ability and the opportunity, the grand opportunity, to leverage almost 80 years of professional experience between Mr. Gallardo staying on and Mr. Levitt coming in. If you add up the populations of Brea and Fullerton, where these two gentlemen were chief executives at, that's about 190,000 people, comparable to the size almost of San Bernardino. And really, the reason why I say this is a grand opportunity is that we have many of our directors who have either left or who are leaving, who are retiring. Thank you for your service to our community, to build their team. And I hope, Mr. Levitt, when you were asking your questions to him, Council and Mayor, that we got a new chief executive that's kind of molded in the manner of the late, great John Wooden. And John Wooden was a culture builder. But at the end of the day, we all know his coaching prowess, I think 9 championships. Maybe someone from Bruin Land can correct me on that. But at the end of the day, he told people first that he was a teacher. And this is one of the elements that we need in our new city manager. And hopefully, Mr. Levitt, if you're listening to this, hopefully you have this in you, and if not, you can develop this skill. Anyone can develop a new skill, right, until the day we return to our maker. And that skill is to nurture and manage new leaders. Because if anyone who understands anything about leadership, there's always a context from the strategic environment in which you act. And if we can't find new leaders, I always believe that God, higher power, whatever you want to put, the forces of the universe, always put the people who are in your organization in there. So every middle manager should be an aspiring director. Everyone who is a coordinator should be an aspiring assistant director, deputy city manager. And I hope that our new city manager can take this grant, since we have so many vacancies, to build within the organization, or if not, go out and search for top talent. I'm hoping that Mr. Gallardo can come on as the interim economic development director, because if anyone who's been around North Orange County knows that these are some of the premier cities in the county. And for anyone who has anything concerned, whether they are concerned about the animal control, whether they're concerned about parks, whether they're concerned about the sidewalks, the first 3 goals of this should be economic development, economic development, economic development. Because all of these revenues create services that will help all these issues, create more beds for the unhoused. And finally, I'd like to thank the city council for providing this stability and transition to our new chief executive, Mr. Levitt. Thank you.
Thank you. Next speaker, please state your name.
Hi, I'm Steve Porteous. I'm a native of San Bernardino. Over the past 35 years or more, Route 66 has been the #1 event for San Bernardino for drawing people. I personally have never missed one until this year. Route 66 has always been scheduled to be on the first weekend of October, with a large charity event from the Lighthouse of the Blind puts on a car show, national cook-off, the second week. Judy Penman, for some reason, besides she said it was too hot for her, changed the date so it's the same date as the Lighthouse of the Blind, a charity show. So we're going to have a issue there. I don't know how anybody can predict the weather a year ahead of time like she did to maybe change it 1 degree one way or another, but she did. So far, we've heard back from over 200 classic car owners that said they're not going to go to San Bernardino this year. They're going to go to the Lighthouse of the Blind. And I'm sure that number is going to grow as it goes along. And it's a shame that one person can ruin a great event that's been going on forever just by saying it's too hot. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Next speaker, please state your name.
Good evening. My name is Shazette Scott. I am from Family Assistance Program. I am the program director for our human trafficking program. I have worked in many iterations at Family Assistance during my time here, and this has been the most difficult, especially in our current time. I'm going to ask you to think about this question because I ask this question of everyone now to gauge whether I am going to engage with them. Would you have hidden Anne Frank? I want you to think about that. Tomorrow is Thursday, July 17th. It is the anniversary of the birthday of a dear leader of ours. And tomorrow there's lots of activity going on. The good trouble lives on. It has to. I talk to my relatives that are older than me, and I am almost 60. And they say that this is worse almost than it was when I was born in 1967. We are afraid. We are afraid on the streets. My clients don't want to leave the house that don't have the proper documentation here to be in this country. They don't want to send their kids to school. About a week and a half ago, Mayor Paul Leon in the city of Ontario made some very concerning comments about the ICE raids and how they didn't affect him. He didn't see anything happening, and he's Mexican. And so are the other folks on the dais, is what he pointed out. Have you all seen anything happening out there with ICE? His council meeting after that had the most public comment people from his community. He is out of touch, and now he is on an apology tour. I am asking everyone here in this room tomorrow to join us at Family Assistance Program for our Human Rights Coalition General Meeting. I have flyers. I've provided flyers for the council. And I'll ask you, and you can tell me, you cannot tell me, but tell somebody, talk to somebody. How do you feel about this? Thank you.
Thank you. Next speaker, please state your name.
Honorable Mayor, I'm James Smith. City Council people, you're doing a great job up there. You passed some very important resolutions to improve the city of San Bernardino with housing projects. That's what we need. We talk about positive things tonight, and there are certain council people, you know who I am, I won't call you out by name, but you're doing some great things with the streets. Now you're addressing homeless situations. That's so important. I've been in the city a few years, like 40 years, and I went to Paris Hill Park when I was a kid, and now Paris Hill Park, the homeless situation is being addressed because they've gone to a different area. Now they're going to be addressed and moved from that location. Thank you so much. You know who I'm talking to. Thank you for being proactive and for Mayor Tran to being a tremendous leadership in the city. I want to thank the outgoing interim city manager. You've done a great job. Looking forward to working with the new city manager starting next week. And Tim Prince, a very good friend of mine, is the chairman of the Charter Review Committee. He's going to be calling a very important meeting soon. I want to thank Mayor Tran for having the commissioners for our luncheon. That was very positive. We talked about a lot of good things about the future of this wonderful city of San Bernardino. That's extremely important. I'm also the chairman of the Arts and Historical Preservation Commission, and we're doing some great things, not only in the arts area, but I wanted to mention briefly about the Native Sons of the Golden West, which I've been a member for over 60 years. The reason I'm saying that is that we have the youngest board of officers with the Native Sons of the Golden West. Our president is 27 years old, and it's tremendous. We have a great future. We meet at the Enterprise Building, which is right around this, just up the street on East Street, and we're excited about we have a couple dedications that we're planning on and doing some very positive things to move the city of San Bernardino forward. That's what we do. Attitude, image of San Bernardino is improving, and we look forward to working hand in hand with your city leaders. Thanks so much.
Thank you. Next speaker, please state your name.
Stephanie Liggins, Ward 4. To the Honorable Mayor, Helen Tran, and the City Council, I am here to say thank you. I was a recipient of the award for the Love Your Block proposal. And we are planting trees again in the city of San Bernardino. And my hope is that many people will come by David Way at the end of the month and say, my neighborhood can look like this again too. There's so many areas of San Bernardino that look like a truck hit it. David Way did too. But when I moved on that street, it didn't look like that. The fire came and got rid of a whole olive tree orchard. And now we're replacing those trees. I want to say thank you for funding that project. My street's going to be beautiful again because you funded that project. Thank you once again.
Thank you. Next speaker, please state your name.
Hi, Council. My name is Miriam Nieto, and I am a resident of the 7th Ward. Today I'm here to discuss an exciting opportunity for our city, which involves obtaining a state designation for the East Street Corridor as an arts and cultural district. Achieving this designation would open up numerous opportunities for the East Street Corridor. These include economic opportunities for local arts and businesses, cultural arts development, as well as mixed-use development and affordable living options for artists. This vision has been passed down through generations. It was first introduced by Ernie Garcia later with young organizers as well as artists through San Bernardino Generation Now, and more recently with Arts Connections, we have embraced this vision together. Arts Connection has even included this vision in the investment playbook. And we are currently in the research phase of this project, so gathering all the necessary information to submit the grant by early August. We hope you can join us on this endeavor together. I know we've already had some conversations with some of the city, and we hope that we can continue to work with you guys. Regardless if this designation is approved by the state or not, it's crucial that our city recognizes the importance of this vision and works together to realize it. Please join us for a roundtable discussion about what a cultural district entails and how we can collectively envision this for our community together. The meeting will be held tomorrow from 6 p.m. to 8 p.m. at a local downtown business creative grounds. And again, I just want to say this is a vision that has been in fruition ever since I can remember. Ernie Garcia really put this forward, and I know that some of you guys were good friends with Ernie Garcia and know Ernie Garcia, and I hope that you guys can bring this vision forward as well with different people involved. I appreciate y'all, and also thank y'all for lifting some of the affordable housing that was lifted today, as well as some of the housing on the west side, because I have some love for the west side. And please think about what the director from what she was talking about in that question, right? Like, would you hide, Anne Frank today? I think that we live in a very crucial time right now where we need community to come together to really not just embrace each other in the development, but also in how are we growing together as a community, regardless of what gender, regardless of what race and what ethnicity we come from. So I really hope that you guys can see that and lift that in your discussion. So thank you. Bye.
Thank you. Next speaker, please state your name.
Dolores Armstead. Well, the one project was fantastic, planting trees, we need it, so that's good to hear. I also want to thank Parks and Rec. You have given us citizens something to smile about in San Bernardino with all the programs, the various programs you have throughout the city. I want to say thank you. Now, what I'm really here is the new city manager. I hope that's a good person. However, he may not be here long because he has to work with some of you people. In the way that some of you people hired him secretly on a Sunday raises a lot of red flags. So I don't anticipate him being here long, I'm sorry to say, but you have a history, Mr. Sanchez. Ward 5. What's up with Oxbow? It's been a long time and nothing's happened, and the people are wondering what is going on. Is it just a dead project to the city, to the council member? What's going on with Oxbow? Because people are still getting sick. We're still getting wind. We're still getting rain, and nothing's happened. We know how it happened, but you need to make some change. You need to take care of your citizens. City Hall, I would love to have a real city hall. Our city hall is iconic. Nice picture. It's a shame we can't do anything with it. Why? It was nice when we were able to go to a site and have every department, just about every department in there in one location. Iconic. Where are we with it? We deserve to have a real city hall. Other cities have it. We are the county seat. We are home of the county seat. But we look like a dump. We don't even have a city hall for them to be proud of. Why? Please, let's move forward with that. We deserve it. The city deserves it. The county deserves it. When they have people come to the county, we don't have a city hall. That's a doggone shame. You should be ashamed. And definitely glad to hear that we have some strategic plan information online, because it's been more than 20 years. I've heard it was a lot more than 20 years. That's why we have these little piecemeal projects and piecemeal zoning changes. It shouldn't happen. If we had a real city plan, a strategic plan in place, we wouldn't have these. I'm scared we're going to get another car wash, another box storage, another warehouse, because we don't have something in place to keep these people away. We deserve better. I do not want to see a car wash, another storage unit, or a warehouse in my neighborhood. I'm sure a lot of people don't. That's the last thing you want to look out your window and look at. Let's move forward. Please, people, let's move forward. We can do better. And people, out there realize you voted for this. It is our fault. We voted for this. People, vote. Thank you.
Thank you. Next speaker, please state your name.
Hi, Ahmed. Honorable Mayor, it's always good to see you, City Council. My name is Ahmed Lokat. I am from the office of Assemblymember Robert Garcia. I'm his new field representative, so I just thought that it would be nice for me to come out here to introduce myself to the council. I do have business cards to distribute to you guys, but I did leave that with the mayor's secretary. I do look forward to engaging with each and every one of you to see, you know, what our office can do for the council and for the beautiful city of San Bernardino. I also just wanted to also come out here just to engage with you guys as a new point of contact. I do cover the city of San Bernardino. And before I do leave here today, I did want to thank Bill as the interim city manager. I want to thank you for the cities that you have covered, Brea and San Bernardino, sir. Thank you. Thank you, guys.
Thank you. Next speaker, please state your name.
Hi, my name is Ranika Galande, Planning Commissioner for Ward 5. Today I'm speaking as a resident. I refrained from publicly commenting on the May 21st council meeting. During that meeting, if you recall, I was falsely accused of calling the former Vermont Neighborhood Association president a racist, arriving with a gang of people to the meeting, using profanity, and intentionally speaking out of order. I held back commenting until today because I believe that engaging in such hostility would have only escalated the situation. Furthermore, I also have a young child who I need to protect, and unfortunately, there are many individuals who thrive off of chaos. These individuals use social media platforms like the Nextdoor Neighbor app, Facebook, Instagram, and news outlets to spread false information and hate within our community. They plant seeds of lies to divert from the facts or their own indiscretions. By the time the truth comes out, the damage is done, reputations are ruined, and sadly, I became one of those victims. This being said, I would like to send a thank you out to the Neighborhood Association Council. If you recall, Lynn just spoke about their goals and what they're trying to do. They did a thorough investigation of my formal complaint. It was about a month-long investigation. And what they found was that my complaint was substantiated. As a result, they have taken the following steps according to their letter. They would like to confirm that the individuals referenced in my complaint are no longer part of the VNA board. This includes the president, who made the false allegations against me. It's also refreshing to know that they're going to be working closely with the VNA board going forward, including adding formal sensitivity and ethics training, which will be required for all neighborhood association board members. Emphasis is going to be placed on respectful leadership, appropriate public comment, and inclusive engagement, as well as ongoing expectations for all members to include in exercising restorative dialogue, leadership accountability, and understanding community impact. All of these things that are listed here were included in my complaint letter as things that I suggested that we move forward in order to bring our communities together. So I appreciate the NAC for taking my complaint seriously and also for stating that the conduct and the behavior that I experienced did not reflect the values nor sentiment of the NAC, the Neighborhood Association Council. They stated in their letter that they believe in having mutual respect, inclusion, integrity, and service, and they also said they will be making a statement today, which they have done. So I would like to say thank you for that. In addition, another reason why I did not comment is because I believe my time is better suited in focusing on more positive and constructive endeavors. This said, my priorities remain clear: my faith, my family, and contributing to making San Bernardino a city we can all be proud of. I beg all of us to please foster a sense of community, work together towards common goals, rather than getting caught up in personal attacks and rhetoric.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Madam City Clerk?
That concludes the speakers.
Thank you so much. We will now move on to consent calendar, items 6 to 20. Mr. City Manager, any items pulled on your part?
Yes, Mayor, members of the City Council, we want to pull item number 9, which is the EV charging station item. We expect that to bring that back next meeting. We still need a little more legal analysis on it and some changes, so bring that back.
Thank you. Item 9 will be pulled from the agenda. I'll start with Councilmember Canaz. Number 13. Any other items? and number 20 for Councilmember Canaz. Councilmember Sanchez?
No polls.
No, thank you. Councilmember Ortiz? 6 and 18. Mayor Pro Tem?
18 as well.
18. Councilmember Flores?
No polls.
Thank you. Councilmember Charette?
No polls, and I'll.
Move the balance? There hasn't
Move
been a
the
motion.
balance.
Move the balance. Thank you.
Sorry.
There's a second.
I think our mic's.
To move the balance, items pulled 6, 13, 18, and 20. And there's a motion second to move the balance. Please cast your vote digitally and voice vote by Mayor Pro Tem.
I apologize. Can I get who made the motion and the second for this?
Councilmember Charette, motion, seconded by Councilmember Ortiz.
Figaro, yes.
Councilmember Charette, your vote. Councilmember Charette?
Councilmember Charette?
Your vote didn't record.
Councilmember Charette motioned the item to move forward, so is that a yes vote, Councilmember?
Yes. Motion passes unanimously.
Thank you. Thank you, Council. Starting with item 6, Councilmember Ortiz.
Yes, Mayor, thank you. Madam Director, a couple things were brought up that I think are important for us. So as far as this vendor is concerned, was there an RFP issued for us to procure them? If so, and when?
Yes, thank you, Councilmember Ortiz and Madam Mayor. So yes, there was an RFP originally issued for pharmaceutical supplies back in 2021. For this contract, we had 3 respondents to that, Midwest, Victor Medical, and a third responder that was ruled inadmissible. And so we moved forward with the Victor Medical, which was a local company in Irvine, California. Victor Medical was purchased by Midwest Veterinary Supply last year. And so that's why we're moving forward with this amendment for them. I will say that Midwest is one of those vendors that is, common throughout the animal welfare industry. While there are other suppliers, we're talking about a large number of pharmaceuticals and vaccines and everything else comes from this vendor. And they supply a large amount to shelters nationwide at the lowest cost.
Thank you for that. That's important to know. Next, I think a valid point was brought up as well as wording and hoping versus updates, because we are going to be in a transition, as it says, you will be leaving us. And so I guess City Manager Gallardo or whoever is going to be around at some point, is there a way, a mechanism that we can, watch how these are being expended, kind of put a timeline together so that we are fulfilling our contractual obligations for these grants and use and just be fully transparent? Because I don't know when a permanent person will be involved, or part of a city manager update for the community.
So if I can address the hoping statement. So right now, we do utilize the pool of part-time contract, basically per diem veterinarians who are coming in to do those spay-neuter services. We're currently asking them if any of them are willing to do a public clinic. There's a different level of requirements and responsibilities involved with that, and some of the per diem veterinarians would prefer not to do that and only focus on animals from the shelter because there's a whole other level of liability. And so once we determine if one of the per diem veterinarians that we currently have in our pool is open to doing public clinics, then we should be able to schedule those. One of the other things that we do have to do is we have to determine the costs for those, right? So we have to come back to council, which we're working on, with the list of fees, because even though we may make it free, we have to have the fee just in there for purposes.
Thank you so much. That's it. Move to approve.
Thank you. Councilmember Sanchez, was that just a second or?
Second.
Thank you. There's a motion second. Please cast your votes, and Mayor Pro Tem will announce.
Figueroa, yes.
Motion passes 4-0.
Councilmember Flores is not on the dais, so it looks like we're missing his vote.
Oh, sorry, 5-0.
Thank you. Next item, item 13, Councilmember Canas.
Thank you, Mayor. I did have just some questions in regards to the the company CPPG. They are formerly RPPG, is that correct? Wonderful. I was a former co-lead for the San Bernardino Investment Playbook, and I had the opportunity to meet with RPPG at the time. And I have to say, I was sincerely impressed. They have a wealth of knowledge. So I'm extremely excited to hear that we are extending the contract and continuing our services with them. One thing, though, that was made known during that conversation is they had never at that time met with the council. And I was very shocked at that. And so moving forward, I know that we have been very intentional. Councilmember Sanchez has also brought it back forth at our last meeting in regards to our goal setting and really moving forward to where we are really aligning our priorities as a council collectively. I just want to make sure as we move forward, I'm in full support of this, that we ensure that we are kind of having more open dialogue, not only with our grant service consultants, but I know I brought this up before, also with our legislative advocates, to ensure that we are kind of aligning everything so it's really geared towards our priorities. I know that we still have to go through that goal setting collectively as a council to really establish those. But I want to make sure that's on staff's radar for the future, that we are bringing them in and opening that dialogue between our, not just the grant representatives, but also our legislative advocates in the future, please. But that was my only comment in regards to item number 13. Thank you.
Thank you, Councilmember. Can we have a motion? There's a motion?
Excellent comments. I'll second.
And there's a second. Thank you. Please cast your votes. Mayor Pro Tem.
Figueroa, yes.
Motion passes unanimously.
Thank you. Next item is item 18, Councilmember Ortiz, followed by Mayor Pro Tem Figueroa.
Thank you, Mayor. So I just wanted to look at, we received 3 bids for this. So D, M, and G construction came in at a cost of $64,825. Fiera construction came in at $249,000, and Global Builders came in at $170,000. So the one that we're going with bid at about $106,000 less than the second highest bid. And we are going to make sure that we maintain that dollar per linear foot, and that we're going to be able to accomplish what we need for $64,825 and not have a bunch of change orders. Is that where I'm at?
Let me break it down, the 3 contractors per linear foot. So the lowest was 129 per linear foot. That's the lowest bid. So the 64,000, you divided that by 500 linear foot. That's how I structured the bid. It's a unit price. So 129 for the lowest, 340 for the second, Global Builders, linear foot. And then the highest was 498. I'm talking about 1 linear foot. That's a lot of money to pay over the lowest one, and because of change orders. So that's how I made the selection for this award. Secondly is there's no design involved. We're going to be using Caltrans standard plans, and I will control the installation based on the necessity at each location. So that's my take in managing this project. So yes, it's the lowest, and it's I don't want to take advantage of additional change orders on the project, but we can control it because it's based on linear footage.
I really appreciate that for the sake of transparency for the community. And this is, I know you guys brought this back, the additions and stuff, and I know there are going to be more coming in next year.
Yeah.
This is awesome. So thank you so much.
Thank you, Council
You're
Member.
welcome.
Mayor Pro Tem? Mayor Pro Tem?
Yeah, thank you, Mayor. In fact, Councilmember, I had questions along those same lines because that was the first thing that stood out to me. I'm like, wow, that is a huge difference between first, second, and even between second and third. I mean, that's close to about 80,000 difference there as well. And so that answers it for me as well. But aside from that, I just wanted to say thank you, Azam, Lynn, thank you for being rock stars, really. Thank you so much. Azam, I don't know if we're paying you enough, but we're lucky to have you. So thank you for all the work that you're doing. This is certainly something that is needed in the locations identified here and at some other locations as well. And so thank you to the both of you for putting this forward and bringing this to us because it's certainly needed. And so I'm not sure if there's a motion already, but I'll second it. If not, that's it. Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Thank you, Mayor Pro Tem. There's a motion by Councilmember Sanchez, seconded by Mayor Pro Tem.
I'll vote yes also.
Motion passes unanimously.
Thank you. And the last item, item number 20, Councilmember Canas.
Thank you. And I would need legal to opine on this, being that's the consent item. You know, there is a lot of contracts. We do give authority to our city managers up to a certain limit. We do have some contracts that have come about that have been a little bit questionable. I know one that's on the list was like a Erna Enterprise. We still don't know the scope of work and what they have actually done for the amount of money that they are being paid on a monthly service. And, you know, I'm not shy about speaking about our financial situation. We passed a balanced budget, but that was passed and balanced by cutting every department by 5%. I do strongly feel that we have to be very prudent with our finances, especially with our projections. You know, sales tax is one of our main sources of revenue. It's not trending upward, it's trending downward. So we really have to be cognizant of our spending. To my recollection, the spending authority for city managers was increased during the time of COVID to accommodate, you know, that tumultuous period. And this is where I would need legal to opine. With it being a consent item, can I make a motion to decrease that back to what it was prior to COVID?
No, not at this time. It'd have to be on the agenda.
Got it. Okay. Thank you.
Thank you. There's a motion. Councilmember Ortiz, did you have a comment?
I just had a quick question, and we had asked this before. What is the policy on how we're supposed to get this update? Because we had said this is something that's got 3-4 city managers back, and it's useless. But now the contracts are still fulfilled. So go ahead with the first question.
Yes, thank you for that question. So doing some research, we are supposed to, staff is supposed to bring back at the city manager's report a list of contracts that were just recently approved. So it should really come back to you if contracts are signed throughout the month, every council meeting during the city manager report.
And that was a resolution that was passed by the council, correct?
That is correct.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm sorry, it's an ordinance.
It's an ordinance, and it was passed back in 21, I believe, or 20 or 21.
Right.
Yeah, because I mean, I think it's good. It's, you know, for some that don't follow along with what happens, you know, through every convenience or through public records and being able to find information. I mean, it all is readily available to the public, but you know, what I've learned is sometimes council is the last to know what's actually going on in this community, which has always been super fun for me, except now I'm on the other side of that. And so I do think we need to make sure that what's the point of having rules if we're not going to follow them? So I hope as you transition with Mr. Levitt, this is something we can keep going, because it is important for the sake of transparency. Because when Rob Field left, we had $3.2 million in open contracts nobody knew about. And so seeing that now, and I only knew that through a public records request, and going through the payroll register every 2 weeks, that's more work than I think the council should have to do or any member of the public. So thank you so much.
Thank you. There's a motion on the floor. Is there a second?
Second.
Second, please cast your votes. And then Mayor Pro Tem.
Figueroa, yes.
Motion passes unanimously. Oh, sorry. Councilmember Sanchez. I got it.
Thank you. Thank you, Council. Now we'll move on to discussion items. Item 21, property tax transfer resolution for LAFCO 3274, reorganization to include annexation to the City of San Bernardino and detachment from the County Service Area 70, Spring Trail Specific Plan Project. Can we begin with the staff's presentation? Wherever you like.
Good evening, Madam Mayor, members of our City Council. So I've received quite a few questions regarding this item. What we're here to do tonight is a follow-up to the action that the City Council took in November of 2024 when we officially filed an annexation request to LAFCO. A resolution was sent to LAFCO, and LAFCO took some time to review all the documents that were necessary to initiate an annexation process. So just to give you a background, this project has been around since about 2012, 2013. We had it's a Spring Trails specific plan, if some of you remember. We have an EIR that was finally, the final EIR was approved in 2013. It's got some mitigation measures. The EIR itself was approved with overriding considerations because some of the mitigation measures were significant and unavoidable. It includes things like air quality and so on and so forth. So this resolution basically is a request from LAFCO for us to take the next steps, which is in order for them to initiate an annexation process, they need the application for request, which we did in November of 2024, and then they need this tax sharing resolution with the county. Now, the report that you have has a little table in there that shows what some of the obligations from the county to the city would be. The city at some point during our negotiations back in the day when we were going through this process negotiated certain things, and typically property taxes don't come to the city anyway. So the resolution, if it goes to, it has to go to LAFCO by August the 6th. That is why we have to have this resolution adopted by the City Council this evening. So when it goes to LAFCO on the 6th, then they would schedule a hearing, and then that would be the annexation hearing itself in front of LAFCO. Then all the issues, concerns, various other, on currently not disclosed concerns might be brought before LAFCO. Our situation here, unfortunately, is that because of past litigation that was filed against the city, we have agreed to move the annexation along. So my recommendation to the City Council and the recommendation in the staff report is to adopt this resolution that would move the application forward to LAFCO. Then LAFCO would schedule a hearing, and then everybody can air all the concerns that they have. Yes, ma'am.
Thank you. Any council member Canas, followed by Councilmember Ortiz?
So this is my area. I literally live just a few blocks from the proposed Spring Trail site, and it does date way back before 2013. Spring Trails has actually, I think, dating all the way back to mid-2000s, like 2005, 2007, one of those dates. This project is
under a different name. It's gone through different names as well.
Different owners,
yes,
have taken over, but it's been proposed for quite some time and changed hands, which is not untypical in the city of San Bernardino. Unfortunately, we have a lot of parcels of land that are purchased, remain encumbered for indefinitely, decade upon decade. This is just one of those properties. Now, I know this specifically isn't about the specific plan, the actual development itself, but the annexation itself is motivated by a developer's intent to do that, to develop the Spring Trails development. My question, though, is the annexation, this obviously was approved prior to me coming on to the council, so I understand there's some legal ramifications that we have to abide by. I'll ask more questions about that. I guess I would like a little bit more understanding when it comes to the legal ramifications of why we have to annex. And the reason is that's county jurisdiction currently, correct?
Yes, it is.
It is. So it's county proper, and we have other pockets within the city of San Bernardino that are also county proper. They don't prohibit anyone from developing. A great example is Rosina Ranch. That developer didn't need to annex into the city of San Bernardino in order to complete that development.
Right.
And it was very successful. Why do we have to annex this particular property?
So, Councilmember Canals, the process of annexation begins with filing an application for annexation. Now, there are two ways properties can be annexed in, detached from a jurisdiction and annexed into another jurisdiction. It could be done by the resident property owners within that particular area, or it could be done by a developer if the area is uninhabited. I think the initial application, which was filed by the applicant, didn't identify any inhabitants in that particular area, but during the processes of paperwork, 4 or 5 or 6 people showed up claiming to be residents of that area. So that changed the dynamics a little bit. But to answer your question, there is really no binding law that says the city has to annex. It's a request for annexation, just the same way somebody applies for a conditional use permit. We have rules and regulations in our zoning code that tells us we could accept the application, we can either accept or deny it. In this particular case, unfortunately, I think the process has gone so far that this is not a time for us to question whether we should annex the area. Now, if you look at some of the gains and benefits of this, today you might say, what are we really getting out of it? Well, those questions should have been answered, and some of those questions were answered in the package that that you have that discusses what some of the plan for development and fees and exchange and so on and so forth, what those are, and it's from that you can extrapolate any information you derive from it. It's not that we're annexing an area where we're building a shopping center, and that shopping center is currently generating millions of dollars in revenue. This is an area that is really challenging, to say the least.
No,
Yes.
Vermont does have very unique challenges in the city of San Bernardino, and that's a point of concern or contention and concern for myself and many of the residents.
And the developer, I think I had mentioned at the study session we had that this was perhaps maybe a septic development. No, it's not. It's actually a sewer.
I'm sorry, septic?
It's sewer. It's sewer.
Yeah,
sewer.
septic,
yeah.
yeah.
So they're going to have a sewer system, and that in of itself is an indication of how much money they're willing to spend to build, the number of residential lots. Remember, this thing started way much bigger. I think it started with about 379 acres and kind of whittled down a little bit because there are some parts of it that are actually challenging. The decision, the answer to your question is, I think that decision has already been made. Now, if the city council at this point decides that, oh, we don't want to annex this anymore, I think we're going to have a bone to pick, not only with the property owners, but also with LAFCO, because this annexation has gone before LAFCO in the past, and they have come back and said, not only would you want to annex this Spring Trails project, but also annex the 26-acre donut island adjacent to it. So I think I understand your question. You're born out of, why are we doing this? But I think that bridge has already been crossed. Now, we still have an obligation when it goes through the
LAFCO process, and Travis can talk about the specific plan itself and the development that is included in the specific plan. We still have to come back to the city. So if there are any kind of concerns you have with the nature of the development, you're not satisfied with the sizes of the parcels, you're not satisfied with the circulation system. Now, a specific plan, this particular one has, a lot of important components to it because it talks about circulation, open space, lot sizes, preservation of the undeveloped land, et cetera, et cetera. So it's a very comprehensive document.
It is comprehensive, but it was approved, I think, you said 2013, correct?
Yes.
So there has been mandates, especially state mandates, that have changed since 2013 that would affect this particular development. I think one being this development has cul-de-sacs to where the communities only have one way in. Literally, we only have one way into that community anyway, with Myers Road being the main access road. But within the community itself, it's all cul-de-sac streets, which I think that has changed as well as far as updates of development codes.
Yeah, well, even if those have changed, once this project was rubber stamped with a specific plan and approved and identified in the EIR, I'm not so sure if we can now go back and say, well, make all those cul-de-sac streets, because those cul-de-sacs were, imagine if this had been built 2 years after the specific plan was approved. So it's because the code changed doesn't necessarily mean that we have to go back and dismantle the entire development.
So
those were the standards at the time when
Completely
project was
understand, but again, when something's been encumbered for as many decades as that property has, this is kind of the challenges that we have to deal with. How long are the approvals good for? Again, this is dating back all the way to 2007, I believe.
Because as an EIR, the approvals would be kind of tied to the life of the EIR. That's basically how, in a development process, you look at things. When you have an existing environmental document, it doesn't allow the project to expire as long as the environmental document is still considered to be current.
And how long is the EIR good for? Is it indefinitely?
Well, you could say that, but most, I've seen EIRs that are, 30 years old and still considered to be, good. It is same thing with a specific plan or a general plan. We have general plans that are 25 years old, and we can go back and say it's still current because it's our general plan. But as a principle, you're looking at somewhere between the 25-year to 30-year range. And I've seen EIRs are actually done on a typewriter that are still considered to be relevant. So it's, yeah, I totally understand your concern, but I think we need some time to let this process move forward. And then let's see what happens at the LAFCO annexation hearing itself, because...
And in the EIR, there was numerous things that was identified. I do know that. So in this project, it's going to be a hard project to develop. I think we know that.
Oh, yeah.
So my question with that being is if the annex process does actually go through, is approved, let's just say it is. I saw some numbers here in regards to what the benefits, and I think you kind of alluded to that at the beginning of your conversation, is the benefits to the city if in fact it is developed. But what is the financial ramifications of the annexation when it's not developed? Because again, it still is land, it still does need to be maintained. That is still a very unique area that has a lot of different flood zone, fire zone, fault line, all of that. And we can't just say, well, there's no houses there, so there's nothing for us to do. That is currently being maintained by the county. The roads are graded, when we have inclement weather, they are coming out. So there would still be, a financial ramification of us annexing that property into the city of San Bernardino. And again, I hate to keep going back to our city finances, but again, we're not flush with cash. So has there been any assessment to determine what that financial...
I think what you're referring to would be the services that what we'd be
Correct,
obligated to provide. And those services would not be different from what services the county is currently providing in that area, which
Yeah, but the
is...
county has a much bigger budget than we do.
Yeah, but so in this particular instance, if you looked at some of the paperwork that we have, the reason why the city is not really getting any of the tax benefits is because property tax benefits is some of those property taxes would go to the fire district and some of those other districts that kind of serve that area. So the city is not really taking a brunt of having to be responsible for this particular subdivision.
Well, how would that not be the case if it's annexed into the city? It would no longer be county jurisdiction, it would be city jurisdiction.
Yes, but it doesn't change the fact that the districts that currently provide fire services and those types of services in that area will still remain. So annexation sometimes doesn't necessarily mean that we trade all the services that the county is providing and trade them for what the city is providing. What the annexation would look at is which organization is better suited to provide those services, and that is going to show in how we share the responsibility between when we annex a property, we want to retain certain things, and then we give certain things to the city of San Bernardino. But at the very least, the biggest benefit would have been that we get some funding from property taxes, and we currently don't get that anyway. So it doesn't.
And there would be no benefit, and again, there's no houses being built. So even the question of the county being, compensated for that development at this point in time, and again, we may not even realize that in the near future. So my question still stands. If it's annexed into the city, fire is already outsourced, but the other services, I've never heard of something being annexed into the city, but the county's still maintaining that property. The onus would be on us.
No, not the property itself, but certain services.
Well, no, I'm talking about the actual maintenance of the property. Has there been an assessment of what the financial ramifications of that would be if it's now city proper, not county?
It is in the analysis that is attached to the first resolution that went to the went to the city council in 2024.
The analysis is done if the project is actually developed.
Yes.
But again, I'm asking for what is the finances if it's not developed.
Oh, that's a good question. Yeah, we would have to, well, I mean, it's currently now it's being evaluated at, $2.6 million? So that is the value of the property at this particular time. If it's undeveloped and it's there and there are no structures, what services would the city be providing to it?
Again, it does have to be maintained.
Yeah,
it's still a parcel of land that the city would
that
then
wouldn't be the
own.
responsibility of the city to maintain the property. That would be the responsibility of the property owner to do whatever it is, because we have a specific plan. It's the responsibility of the property owner to maintain that property, just as other property owners are maintaining the properties that they own, even within the city currently.
So, okay, my next question is for the island that they are now saying that we have to annex in addition to the however many acres. There are parcels, I believe about 6, that are kind of outlining that island. So are we proposing to annex those as well?
Yes, LAFCO specifically mandated the city to annex that 26-acre island.
As well as
into
those
the city.
privately owned parcels?
Yes. So that was part of the package. They said, so when we only wanted to annex the specific plan, they said, no, go back and add the 26-acre island to your annexation. So the second resolution that will be coming to the city council will be a tax similar resolution for the 26-acre island itself.
So those residents specifically are strongly opposed to being annexed into the city. So how would that be handled?
So again, as I mentioned to you, to annex a property, you can do it by residence or you could do it by ownership. So when that information, when the annexation process goes to LAFCO, if the residents within that island raise an opposition, then LAFCO is going to have to make a decision whether or not that annexation goes forward or not.
So if the annexation goes forward, is there a possibility of eminent domain?
Well, I mean, from whom? From the city? If the city doesn't want the annexation, who would be filing the eminent domain? I don't think the county would do that. So, and to file an eminent domain, it would have to be something that is in the interest of the public. So we have to establish some kind of a public interest for that 26-acre island.
No, I understand that, but in order to complete the project, those portions would have to be annexed into the property. But if they're refusing to be annexed, how would that be handled?
Yeah. Well, if you look at the map itself, and I wish I had prepared a PowerPoint presentation. So the access to the Spring Trail specific plan really doesn't come through the little 26-acre island. The only reason why LAFCO wants that area annexed is because it touches the city, and it's kind of in between the city and the specific plan area. So it forms an island, and if you've been to many LAFCO hearings, they don't like donuts. They don't like empty spaces like that. So they say, annex it as part of your development. Now, we have not received anything that I am aware of, maybe Travis has, that tells us what that 26-acre island is going to look like as far as development. But for the specific plan for Spring Trails, it shows a number of homes, it shows the roads, it shows the open space, it shows the parks, and it shows their sewer connection. Anybody who is willing to spend money to connect to the sewer system that's of university, in my opinion, must be really serious about this development. Now, when we talk about this, we still wonder if it's ever going to get built, but that's not my judgment to make.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm. Travis, do you want anything to add?
Thank you. Councilman Ortiz?
So thank you, Councilwoman Canas. You're going to be far more eloquent than I am in this. I don't support this. I think Spring Trails has been a pain in the side of the city. When the lawsuit originally hit, I thought it was extremely political, given the players and the city management at the time. And so I feel like we're being told we can't unring a bell that's been rung but hasn't actually been hung yet. And I don't think that's quite fair, because there is no financial benefit to the city of San Bernardino to annex this property. The people within the surrounding areas do not want to be annexed. And so I think we have to do our due diligence to actually stand on business and be like, this is not positive. We have yet, although I think all of us here tonight have demonstrated that we are pro-housing, we are pro-building, but we are also preparing to take over something of which brings no value to us. The property tax goes, as you said, directly to the county, and we have yet to correct or find any type of financial variance between how much we actually pay in property tax versus the actual cost of fire protection. And with the expansion of SP5, we are not the only people in this area. And so I'm speaking to everybody globally at the table, not just you, because I know this isn't your specifics, but I think this is important when we look at adding surface area and responsibilities, as Councilwoman Canas is saying, like there's no way that we're not going to take something on and not have some type of responsibility. And if we know anything about property owners, we know that we don't do the best job at making sure that they're maintaining their property. And this is literally a forest.
Councilmember Ortiz, hypothetically speaking, if you were going to wave a magic wand and you're going to modify this specific plan, what about it would make it amenable to you? Because it is what it is. I mean, that area is not going to change. The topography is not going to change. So what about it is going to make it something that would be supportable to you?
There would have to be infrastructure improvements. I mean, we're putting people, and I think this is the thing about Vertimont, and they're getting beautiful homes.
Yeah.
But you're also putting a lot of people in a one-way in, one-way out situation. We're putting a lot of people on fault lines, as Councilwoman Canas says. We're putting them in fire areas. We're putting them in wildlife areas, of which that we're not compensating. And this is the one thing that she was saying about the the ERI, I believe.
EIR.
Is that, is that was established in 2013, and it's 2025. So we're not moving at the speed of growth, and we're not moving at the speed of accountability and what we need to do. And none of that's your fault, because you've only been here about a year and a half.
Oh, no, Councilmember Ortiz, some of the organizations that commented on that EIR included the Center for Biological Diversity. We know who they are. I mean, they don't take fools gladly. So if they are somehow satisfied, because we went from a draft EIR to a final EIR, and somehow we're able to satisfy all the concerns that they had. I mean, environmentally, they were okay with the outcome. I understand your concerns, and I totally understand where you're coming from. I am just telling you from our position what the technical part of this is all that I can talk to you about. What you decide to do with that information is totally different. This is not the LAFCO annexation hearing.
Right.
This is a resolution adopting the tax exchange between the county and the city of San Bernardino, which would go to LAFCO. Then LAFCO would schedule an annexation hearing, and then we can throw everything.
But the thing is Mr. Director
Elliott.
Elliott, sorry, so many names. Are we going to throw everything at it? I mean, this is our, because we're not going to be at the LAFCO hearing. The council is not. And as the policy people, as the ones representing the areas, I want to be, when you stand up there, and should this not be in the best interest of the city, I want you to be able to say, hey, well, this is what the council says, this is where our position is, because it's important for you to feel supported in your endeavors or whatever that is. Or can we show up and vocalize exactly what we're saying?
Well, if that's the direction you give to me on the day that I go to LAFCO for the annexation hearing, I would read whatever statements that the city council wants me to read to LAFCO regarding the annexation. And also, I'm going to assume that some of the residents in this area would actually be there as well. So, I mean, I still have a job to do as a director.
I just think it's a concerted effort, and there should be I don't know, city manager, what the position of the city is on this, but if we're not in favor and we can do something to change something and not be locked in, that's my position.
If I can add
Thank you, Councilwoman. Mr. City
If I can
Manager.
add a couple of comments here. So as I understand, and I'll ask legal to clarify, but this, what you have in front of you is part of a settlement agreement that we must move this forward to LAFCO. Now, secondarily, you can provide us all the input you'd like so that Mr. Elliott and our team here can share those concerns at the LAFCO public hearing.
Thank you. Could Travis speak on this? Because I know he knows more history on this, or he doesn't. On this.
I appreciate the vote of confidence there. I'm not sure if there's a whole lot more to add. Really, the point, I think our city manager said it the best. Unfortunately, yes, the comments are valid. I'll say, speaking just for myself for a moment, I don't disagree with anything we're saying. We know that area is tricky. Every other development we brought forward has been tricky up there. But we are in a little bit of a situation because we do have that settlement agreement. And as it stands, just to get into some of the technical from LAFCO, we have to provide this resolution by August 6th. If we do not, it's already been confirmed by LAFCO that the annexation will then just immediately fail. If that happens, it would put us in a situation where now we're not complying with the settlement agreement. I can't speak to exactly what the ramifications are on it. It has been a little bit of time since I've looked at that agreement, so it's not something I would be comfortable quoting. But typically, we know being on the wrong side of a settlement is not a good thing.
Right, and I'm not opposed to us going to LAFCO. I'm just making sure that when we get there, that we're not silenced. We didn't settle ourselves into annexation. We settled ourselves into a process to discuss annexation. I think that needs to be clarified, as we are not legally bound to take this property at this point. We're only agreeing to have a public hearing through this alternative agency, correct?
My memory, and again, I don't want to quote the words verbatim. The language in the settlement said that the city has to do effectively what it is responsible to do to bring the annexation forward. It doesn't guarantee that it goes through. I don't think any of us could speak to that, officially. But we do have obligations that we have to meet for procedural reasons, bringing us through the process.
Per the settlement.
Correct.
Yep, thank you.
Thank
Okay.
you, then move to approve if
There's a motion. Councilmember Canas?
And not to opine on anything that may not be privy to the public, but what were some of the conditions of that settlement?
You have I've been brushing up on that with a prior agenda. The settlement and release agreement was entered into October 5th, 2022. And the city agreed to apply for and diligently process to completion with LAFCO 2 separate annexation proceedings. The first is the Spring Trail Specific Plan Project area, and the second is the island area. Also to grant a non-exclusive secondary fire access only easement to the developer over and across the BICE, B-I-C-E property, and that it imposes some conditions onto the developer.
Travis, maybe you can answer this for that last condition, granting, can you explain that? What are we doing over the BICE property?
I'll be honest, I'm not 100% familiar with that condition. What it sounds like, just speaking very generally, I believe Councilwoman Ortiz might have been Ortiz, might have been both of you, I apologize. There were concerns about the access, kind of the one-way in on that. So what it sounds like, and without seeing an exhibit, we would have to, typically fire always requires 2 access points to a development. We all know one gets shut down, you don't want people trapped. So it sounds like through other property, that BICE property is city-owned property still, or it's successor property. So it sounds like we would be granting, an easement to allow for a roadway through that to connect and provide that secondary access.
And within that approved specific plan, is there designs or
I cannot speak to that this evening. I apologize.
I do have concerns with that because that is a piece of our surplus property portfolio. And that's kind of important to know as we're looking into offloading that property and the possible uses of that property to know that we're going to have an access road going through it. I think that's very vital to know and considering what we're going to be doing with that property. I'm not in support of it. I do understand our legal obligations, though. Unfortunately, I was not on the council in 2022 to have opined on it at that time. And I do understand, I appreciate staff. I think you guys have worked very hard on preparing the backup of the knowledge that you guys do have in regards to the project. Because again, this has been a project that's been ongoing since the earlier 2000s. We're now almost 20 years into this. So I've said what I had to say. Thank you.
Thank you. If there's a motion, is there a second? Councilmember Charette?
Thank you, Mayor. In really plain terms, if we don't do this, because this is a part of a settlement agreement, we will be sued by LAFCO, the property owner. Our city attorney might opine on that. Well, to what degree you can. But that's in plain terms. We've agreed to this, right or wrong, and we were at a point in time, and frankly, I've been a part of this. I don't remember all the details as well. This BICE property, that is a concern you make up. All the points that have been made here tonight are very valid, and I agree. And this has been a real bone of contention over certainly my entire tenure and before. But I don't think we have a choice really tonight. And the choice is we don't adhere to the settlement agreement that we've all agreed to, or that the city has agreed to, or we get sued. And that's not I'll make a second, yes.
Thank you so much. There's a motion second. Please cast your vote. And Mayor Pro Tem will announce.
The motion passes 5-1 with Councilmember Canas voting in opposition.
Thank you. Moving on to item 22, proposed strategy for park restroom operations. staff's presentation?
Yes, Mayor and members of the City Council, I'll give the staff presentation. So we have a brief PowerPoint, and by background and context, we had a discussion at the June 4th City Council meeting about how we can possibly reopen some of our restrooms. We have 36 parks, 20 feature combination, 33 restroom facilities. Of these, 23 are considered operational. About 10 of them are non-operational due to severe deterioration, and of those 10, 6 are undergoing renovation. 4 others require major repairs beyond the current scope. So staff did a phenomenal job. I want to thank Manny and Gerald and the team for looking at all of our restroom facilities. This slide shows 14 parks throughout the community. Well-used parks, all the way from Bobby Vega Park and Ward 1, Bryce Haynes Park, Encanto Park, Meadowbrook Park, and Ward 2, Parasail Park, Spiker Park, Ward 3, Colony Park, Lila Creek Park, Curran, Meadowbrook Fields, Ward 4, Wildwood Park, Ward 5, Blair Park, Hudson Park, and Ward 6, and Sherrills Park, and Nicholson Park. So 14 parks we think that we can get operational with some minimum effort. We have to do a couple things, and what we did is we also looked at the service models by other neighbor agencies. Some use internal staff, some use contract staff, and outside vendors to open and do janitorial on the parks. We did look at the feasibility of providing maintenance through in-house resources, but current staffing, we don't have a number of folks, manpower, if you will, and that now we have a current hiring deferral, so it makes it impractical to meet our service level requirement for constant citywide coverage. Also, by way, we looked at some funding strategies. We looked at development impact fees, Quimby-Ac, 1600, AB 1600, cultural impact fees, but those are limited to capital only, not eligible for maintenance or routine upkeep. We also looked at grants. We looked at grant opportunities. The grants team will continue to monitor future options, but we don't have any grant opportunities right now. Public Works does have an identified $300,000 in one-time Measure S funds, originally designed or designated for the Ruben Campos Center demolition project, and we could use that money to support restroom rehabilitation and contracted maintenance services. So what we're asking tonight is that you approve an allocation of $63,000 for minor rehabilitation of park restrooms and authorize staff to seek an RFP process for the ongoing maintenance of the city's park restroom facilities. We're hoping that we'll get some good responses. We may have one vendor that can do it, or multiple vendors that would be required to open the parks, provide janitorial service throughout the day, and actually close the park restroom. So with that, we're here to help answer any questions you may have, but we're excited about seeing what the marketplace brings to bring open restrooms back to the city of San Bernardino.
Thank you. Councilmember Sanchez, followed by Councilmember Ortiz, followed by Councilmember Canas. Okay, thank you, Councilmember, for the motion. Councilmember Ortiz, followed by Canas.
Real quick, so the 63,000 is in-house from their budget?
63,000, we'll use some of the Measure S funds we have from Public Works to do.
And so that's 300,000? Is that what you just said?
We have 300,000. Of that 300, we'd use 63.
You're using 63 of that 300? Oh, okay. I was like, Jesus.
Yes, that's correct.
All right. So what do we believe that the total cost is actually going to be versus, because these are just minor things. Are we actually rehabbing the restrooms versus minor fixes?
These are minor fixes, and if Manny wants to come up and help me here, or Gerald, for example, and Sherrills Park, we just got to replace some light bulbs. Bobby Vega Park, we got to replace some flush valves. Encanto Park and Colony Park, replace some partitions. These are minor items that will need to get these parks back up to operational standards.
But that's operational. What is it? What is the real cost? Like, this is the initial.
We're looking at 68,000. That's not including the roofs or doors, just to rehab a full restroom. And I got one quote. So we still need to go out for
What do we, I guess my question is you're thinking about an RFP, we're thinking about rehabilitation. What are we thinking the true budget is versus what we're being presented? On top of the 63,000, how much are we really needing?
That's undetermined yet until we actually go out and see what the actual numbers are per restroom footage. Yes.
Sure.
So and to the mayor's
So
point,
the
is that
63,000
CIP?
Yes, the 63,000 now is just to get these restrooms open, lighting, whatever that needs, partitions that are missing and stuff like that.
Okay.
Plumbing. Sure.
Councilmember, are you referring to things like ADA compliance and those types of things, or more, so that would be more of CIP, I understand.
Yes.
This is more just to get the restrooms open, is that correct? And get that going, but the bigger aspect of ADA compliance, even diaper changes for family with children, those types of things would need to be through the CIP.
That is correct. And we have to be careful what we do with our parks and the restrooms, because once you start doing significant rehab, you now turn over to an ADA compliance issue, and now the costs are going up significantly. What Manny and his team have identified is what can we do, the minimal amount to get them operational for our community. That's the number, 63,000.
Okay, perfect. And yeah, because the community just wants to make sure, like we always have initial costs and we have real costs. And,
Sure.
But I am glad to see that there's 300,000 available if need be while you guys are looking to procure grants. So I am seconding this, and I do appreciate all the efforts. And I know this is going to be a lot on parks and operations and maintenance. So thank you guys for everything that you do.
No, thank you guys.
Thank you, Councilwoman. Councilmember Canas, followed by Councilmember Charette.
Now, I just want to give Councilmember Sanchez kudos. We went through the budget workshop, and it was very important. I made very clear that I think that we should have strategic priorities that really are geared towards what are truly reflective of our community's quality of life. And I think with his suggestions, that's exactly what we're doing. So I'm in full support of this. I know we even had a public commenter who is a fellow mama out there in the community. I'm a mother of 2 kids that constantly frequents parks in the city of San Bernardino. And as a mom, I think this is a big asset. That's what we're here for, not just legislating, but making sure that the legislation that we do enhances the quality of life for the residents of this city. So I'm proud of the steps that we are making together as a council. So thank you, Councilmember Sanchez.
Thank you, Councilwoman. Councilmember Charette.
Thank you. You said it perfectly, Ms. Canas. Thank you. You said it perfectly, and I agree with that. And I certainly am going to support this. At the risk of saying something that a city manager would never like me to say publicly, which I do all the time, this is not what I'm going to say. I agree with this, but it's a waste of $63,000 or $20,000 or $100,000 if we're not able to keep them secured and maintained and spend this money. And these bathrooms do tend to be trashed by people that we don't really want in our community. So we don't want to be approving this if we're not going to be able to fairly well secure these and guarantee. And I'm talking about you're going to find somebody that's going to be able to open them and lock them and what have you, and they still may be subject to being broke into. But what I was going to say that I've been told by a number of city managers in my term is that, we can always find $1 million somewhere. And so I think we really do look at this as a real quality of life issue, and these parks, we've gone to a great deal of expense and effort to get the homeless people out of them. We want these parks to be available to our public, and they've got to have running water and toilets and bathrooms and those kinds of facilities. So I think we all agree with that. I think what I'm saying kind of goes without saying, but we've just got to make sure that our parks are up to snuff and really a high quality of life asset for this community and for the constituents and for the citizens of San Bernardino.
Thank you. Councilmember Canas?
To that point, thank you, Councilmember Charette. I know we had proposed, I think it was like the Park Ranger program. Is that still ongoing? Redwood?
Redwood provides a park ranger.
So that is currently ongoing?
That is currently, and I do see park rangers out there, and they're doing a fantastic job.
No, yeah, exactly. Yeah, we do have park rangers through Redwood, but they are providing security. They're not any opening and closing restrooms. They're
Oh,
just-
no, I don't mean for
Yeah, yeah.
that, but I just mean for the security aspect of it.
Absolutely.
And are they, within their contract, we have a lot of parks in the city of San Bernardino, so are they contracted at all parks or just certain parks?
Ooh, I don't know that. We'll have to get back to you on that.
I would like to know,
specifically. Yeah.
because if we're proposing for, I think it was 26 restrooms, so I'm assuming that's at
14
26
parks.
different
There's
parks?
14 parks that have been
So at
identified.
14 different parks?
Yes,
For the restroom renovations?
yes.
Okay, so yeah, I would like to just kind of know with those restroom renovations, of those locations that have been identified, do we have security contracted as well?
Okay, we'll find out for you.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you. There's a motion and second by Councilmember Sanchez and seconded by Councilmember Ortiz. Please cast your votes. Mayor Pro Tem, your voice vote.
Yes.
Motion passes unanimously.
Thank you. Now we move on to Mayor and Council updates. Let's start to my left. Councilmember Charette, any announcements?
Thank you, Mayor. Does that mean that I can leave early when I'm done?
Well, I need to have a quorum to close the meeting.
Thank you, Mayor. I don't have a lot to report. I have attended a number of neighborhood association meetings. Always encourage our community to do that. Attended Coffee with a Cop. Also, I want to commend my commissioner, Junior Carrillo, and the best district commander, Lieutenant Luna, for the job they do getting people to the Northeast District. I guess it's the East District. Coffee with a Cop. It was yesterday. We had over 75 people there. And they work very hard to get this done. And I encourage the community to engage with those meetings and find out what our police officers are doing and the job that they're doing out there. And voice some of your concerns as well as the same thing goes on, though they're different meetings, the neighborhood association meetings. You should find out which district you live in and where a neighborhood association meeting is available for you to attend, and they're open. It doesn't matter if you live in a certain district and want to go to one on the east side or the west side or the south side. They're all open to the public, and it's very valuable information. It is usually directed at the neighborhood around the area, but at any rate, and then I'd like to just publicly thank Bill for stepping up and being here and doing the job you've done, and now we'll see where you go from here. But I thank you for your service and wish you well in your retirement or wherever you end up. Thank you.
Thank you. Councilmember Flores?
Thank you, Mayor. This past Saturday, I attended the Catholic Charities Backpack Giveaway event. It was very well organized, and for their first event, I think it went very successful. And on a closing note, just want to thank our interim city manager, Bill, for all the incredible work that you've done. We really appreciate your leadership, and we really thank you stepping kind of out of retirement to come back and serve your community.
Thank you. Mayor Pro Tem?
Thank you, Mayor. I'm sorry, my computer decided to restart all of a sudden again. But anyways, I had the opportunity to attend Coffee with the Cop yesterday for the Southern District under the leadership of Lieutenant Oldendorf, who gave a report about crime statistics and how certain issues are downward, particularly retail theft as well. In fact, I think he was highlighted in IECN as well. There was an article there with all the information also. And Mr. Gallardo, I think you referred to it already in your updates, but the National Night Out, just to repeat, it will be August 5th, Tuesday, August 5th at 4 p.m. at Lateral Creek Park. And so I encourage everybody to come out. There's going to be dozens of vendors, all kinds of activities and things to do. I believe the theme this year is going to be like a water theme. There's going to be like water balloon fights and all kinds of other things going on there. So please come out, have a good time. And again, Mr. Gallardo, thank you. I know your retirement was very short-lived, and then put you back to work again. But thank you again for stepping up to the plate and helping us out. Thank you.
Thank you, Mayor Pro Tem. Councilmember Ortiz?
Yes, thank you, Mayor. So at Coffee with a Cop with Councilman Charette, and it was really great. I think the dialogue, the feedback is talking about panhandling, the homelessness issue. A lot of the community members are very excited about the things that are going on. One of the things that I attended a community meeting, and they are excited about the different type of legislation. I know Councilwoman Canas mentioned that this is going to be coming back, and one of the things we were talking about is the direct and indirect effect of legislation, state, federally, and all of these stuff. And so I will be hosting an online Zoom to kind of go over the different things that we've been talking about, the certain bills that are coming forward. And I wanted to correct myself. I made a mistake we were talking about AB 349. And I messed up when I said that Family Assistance Program had the MOU. They are applying for the MOU. So as part of the discussion, we'll be going over that legislation of what that means for our community and through the state of California. So it's that type of stuff that's been pretty exciting. So I'll be posting that date online for the community. National Night Out is coming up. Lytle Creek Park is Mayor Pro Tem Figueroa says. Should be a great time. And then I wanted to thank you, City Manager, for your time with us. You've been awesome. Not only are you a part of our community, you've been able to really steady the ship, and your leadership has been amazing because not many people can be burned and continue to stay in this city. And so I really do appreciate, and I'm so excited to be able to call you out and see you at Stater Brothers and wherever you are, because you're up in my area. So, but our residents really, truly appreciate you and like you. And that, I think, is a very valuable commodity in a city manager. So thank you for your time, service. And I'm even more excited you're going to be here during that transition. So not totally thanking you yet all the way through. So thank you.
Thank you, Councilmember. Councilmember Sanchez.
I will keep it to two items. The first one, and I've mentioned it before, is the largest public works project in the history of the city of San Bernardino is about a month away from completion, and that is the Mount Vernon Bridge that crosses between 2nd to 5th Street. It's a major corridor, and the celebration of that bridge opening will be August 23rd from 9:30 to 1:30. We're going to have classic cars out there. We'll have Bill Gallardo on the guitar. I'll be leading the marching band. It's going to be a big party. It's a Saturday morning. Weather's going to be great, so it's a good opportunity for people to come out and celebrate a major accomplishment for this city. So come out and let's party over that big achievement. I'm already forgetting what the second thing was. Well, if I remember, I'll bring it up. Was it Coffee with a Cop? Yeah. I joined my colleague to my left, Mario Flores, at Coffee with a Cop, and we gave an ear to the residents on the west side, and we addressed a couple issues right there and then. Coffee at a Cop was at Meatless Cafe. They are extremely excited to see that bridge open up. The businesses, especially on the north side of that bridge, really took a hit while this bridge has been down, which has been nearly, 5 years? Maybe even longer? Yeah, 4 or 5 years. So we're all really excited for that. Thank you.
Thank you. Councilmember Canas.
Thank you, Mayor. I just want to quickly, Councilmember Ortiz, thank you for correcting the misinformation that you did provide. But I just want to make sure that we also make sure we give out the accurate information yet again, because you said they're applying for an MOU. I just want to make sure that we understand the Assemblyman has no MOU. There's no MOU that's been opened by the Assemblyman.
No, it's the state. It's not
Correct.
through, it's
so AB
through.
349 allowed an opportunity for nonprofits as well as local municipalities to be able to lease property in connection with the unhoused. So there is no actual MOU between the Assemblymen. So I just want to make sure that the public has full transparency regarding how that truly does work. So thank you. I want to give a huge thank you to all the commissioners that serve in the city of San Bernardino. We heard my commissioner speak. That is a volunteer position. We have dedicated individuals that sign up to serve as commissioners to do just that, to serve the city that they're very passionate about. What happened with a local neighborhood association president to my commissioner, it was extremely unfortunate. So I do want to say thank you to the Neighborhood Association Council, the President Lynn Ware, for leading that investigation and making sure it was appropriately handled. Conduct like that should never occur. We are all here. We are making a concerted effort to really bridge the gap and have a council that is very supportive of our community and bridging those gaps that have traditionally existed in our community. We want to work with our community, and we want that to be known. No one should be shunned on either side, council or community. So I sincerely appreciate the Neighborhood Council for taking the necessary steps to address that situation and removing that neighborhood association president for their conduct. And again, I want to thank all the commissioners because, again, it is a thankless job. I also want to thank Jaden Daniels. I was able to attend the community event that he hosted at Cajon High School. He is a former Cajon Cowboy, also a Heisman Trophy winner. I mean, talk about the talent that comes out of our city. I don't think we recognize it enough, but he is one of the prodigies that comes out of San Bernardino. So I'm proud to recognize him. Also, I want to give a big thank you to Public Works as well as our PD. The homelessness and the pervasive issue that we face in the city of San Bernardino, it's not a secret. We receive many constituent complaints, and I think that's across the board in every single ward. I know for the 5th Ward, Public Works and PD have been just a tremendous help when it comes to addressing a lot of the encampments that have popped up. I know it's an ongoing issue. But I sincerely appreciate all the work that they're doing. And I want to just make sure it's known when they come out there, it's not so much just moving. They are really trying to offer services to the individuals that are unhoused. So I sincerely appreciate the efforts that they are doing out there on the streets of San Bernardino. And I still look forward to having more of that discussion. I know I've proposed a couple of items in regards to really addressing some more effective solutions to get people off of the street. So I do look forward to that coming back sooner rather than later. But thank you all. And also, Bill, thank you very much for your time. I think when you're last, you're kind of repeating everything that everyone's already said. But we do sincerely appreciate the service that you have dedicated to our city in your hometown and where you currently reside. So thank you again.
Thank you, Councilwoman. Councilmember Ortiz.
Councilwoman Canos just brought something. I wanted to not to forget to say thank you and to the homeless outreach staff for being so expeditious and going to a man in need at the Wells Fargo the other day. It was Friday afternoon and constituents were calling and I was able to get a hold of Mr. Gallardo and he had the team out there and the guy was like, if you get someone here, I'll take services. And so that commitment from you and from the team was just awesome, and I know he was able to be removed from the street. So thank you so much for that. I really, really appreciate that.
Thank you, Councilwoman. Okay, all right, I have a few updates. Earlier this morning, I attended the Omnitrans Plans and Programs Committee. Tomorrow, there is an event, Good Trouble Lives On, at 4 p.m. at 195 North Arrowhead Avenue. And shout out to the Inland Empire Labor Council and SEIU 2015 for putting that together or coordinating that event. And July 18th, for families with children who attend the school district in our city, there is a back-to-school extravaganza. Please register at their website. I have to register my own kids, and that's at 9 to 12 p.m. at San Bernardino Valley College. So make sure you do have to register your kids to attend that event. July 19th, this Saturday, there is a Clean California Cleanup, and this in coordination with downtown business owners and as well as the Arts Connection, 8 a.m. to 10 a.m. So let's gather and help clean up our city. I believe at July 26th, there are a couple Love Your Block recipients gatherings. One is the Mirror with the Option House in the morning. So I'm sure that will be on social media for folks to have an opportunity to volunteer for that event, as well as one of our residents, Stephanie Liggins, who is also a recipient for Love Your Block. And that's about it. And Bill, thank you for being a rock star, city manager for us, and transition that rock star energy to our new city manager and keep that up for our city, and smooth transition. And thank you for all of your work and commitment, and also being a resident of our city. Thank you to staff for all of your hard work and being committed, and just keep working hard. And thank you so much. All right. That's all. The meeting is now adjourned at 8:38 p.m. Next joint regular meeting of the Mayor and City Council and the Mayor and City Council acting as the successor agency to the redevelopment agency, and the Mayor and City Council acting as the San Bernardino City Housing Authority, and Mayor and City Council of the City of San Bernardino acting as the San Bernardino Joint Powers Finance Authority, will adjourn to the regular meeting to be held on August 6, 2025, at the Feldheim Central Library located at 555 West 6th Street, San Bernardino, California, 92410. Closed session will begin at 4 p.m., open at 5. Have a good night. Get home safely. Thank you so much.